It kinda feels like I'm dying on the inside. How we doing today, everybody?
I've been trying to get by,
And I've been this way since day one. Butchered the bars right there, but it is what it is.
No, I don't need no drug. Or maybe I'm different, and maybe my ADHD got me tripping, and maybe I'm just everything that you missing. Yeah, I feel like I'm
Hey,
dying inside. Why do I think
of course, this is the intro music for today, okay?
someone said
Because this is from the first legendary album from Joyner Lucas, titled ADHD. You can see, of course, on this one, I've got the lovely ADHD-inspired thumbnail. Sadly, that's not really how I look, all right? And it would be pretty crazy if you clicked on the video, and that's genuinely how I appeared, but not today. Of course, this doesn't apply to the Twitch side of things, because we don't have thumbnails on the Twitch side of things, which, by the way, twitch.tv/CDTVProductions, multi-streaming over there as well. Is this a joke stream? This is legit, Joseph. There is an ADHD 2 by Joyner Lucas. That is indeed the cover you see on the thumbnail, which is very similar to the first one, except he's got a butterfly over his eyes this time. I'm not too sure why. Some people are speculating that this might be a little bit of an AI cover, which would be, you know, a little bit disappointing, because I'm sure an artist could do that. But yeah, here we go. It's real. It's here, and yeah, of all the albums to make a sequel to, I I don't know why we got one for this, but I'm curious to see how it turns out. It's been 5 years since the last ADHD. For those of you who are unaware, ADHD by Joyner Lucas was the first point where I started kind of being a little bit more turned away from his music. First of all, the album had a really bad rollout, with half of the album being released before it was officially out as singles. And then top that off with the fact that there's multiple skits on the album. Thank you for the tip right there, Shika. I'll check that in a second. There's multiple skits on the album, so there was barely any new songs. And it's also the fact that, like, it felt like Joyner was in this weird place of not knowing whether to go kind of like more commercial or be more of the rappity rap sort of like underground guy. It was this weird mix. So yeah, that was a pretty rough album. Then we had his Evolution project, which was okay, I think. Not Now I'm Busy was the album that he dropped last year, and I thought that one was pretty bad. Really wasn't a fan of that one. I'm hoping that ADHD 2 is going to be a little bit better. Now, with this one, I think there were only like 3 official singles before the album dropped, but for some reason on the Thursday before the album came out, all the songs with features released on streaming, which was, again, like half the album. So he technically did drop half of this album before it came out as well, but it's not as bad, in my opinion, because it happened the day before, rather than having like a months long rollout with half of the album already being released. So you know, it's like a little better. It's a little better. A real Joyner moment, yeah. Oh, what we got right there. Thank you for the sub, Upsetty Spaghetti 05. Much appreciated. That Prime subscription. Thank you very much. The ADHD 2 reaction. I'm so sorry for your loss, CDTV. This is truly 3 Trulies from autumn. That is some serious business right there. A painful album. My second worst listen of the year. Okay, I mean, we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see. I'm going into this open-minded, hopeful, and we're gonna see how it turns out. Also, how's it going? Squawka Drake, welcome to the Twitch. I'm not excited, but I'm here because I want to see if it's eligible for worst albums of 2025. Now, for this one, I'm really going in with an open mind. I'm hoping that I'm gonna enjoy it. Thank you for the follow, Cilantro455. I'm gonna be not reading the live chat during the tracks, because I feel like a lot of people are just not gonna like this, and I don't want that to influence my opinion. But feel free to share your honest opinions in the live chat. That's not a problem. I'm just gonna be fully formulating my own opinions on it first. Yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. This will definitely be on the same level as Let God Sort Him Out. We shall see, Falcons. Well, not a Falcons fan. Can't abbreviate that name or else it changes the context. Sad because Joyner's first project showed a lot of promise, but then I agree. I mean, I still think that his 5075, oh, I get the numbers the wrong way around, 508, 507, 2209 project is really good. I still think that's a good project, and that's not going to change just because I'm less a fan of his music now. I still think that album's good, and he still has good songs here and there, but I want to see a really good, like, fully fleshed out project from him. So with that being said, let's get started pretty soon. There's a lot going on at the moment in music. We got this to react to today, which, again, not everyone's excited about this, but I'm interested to see how it turns out. Tomorrow, we got that new Tyler project. There's so much happening. So we might as well get started. Only song that I've heard from this is White Noise, which was essentially like this ADHD title track. It was like the second version of that, just with a, you know, it's not called ADHD 2, but that's basically how it sounded. So yeah. Let's begin. We have track number 1. Family Therapy Skit is 3 minutes and 23 seconds long. The first song on the album is shorter than this opening skit. We're going from a 3-minute, 23-second skit to a 2-minute, 50-second song. Now, maybe there will be a song within this skit. Otherwise, that's really long. So let's see how this turns out. Hey, thank you for the super chat right there, Cam.
Hey,
much appreciated.
Welcome back.
His album last year was
How's
so
my
bad.
boy Joyner?
I wasn't a fan of it. I agree with you on that.
I don't know what's going on with him, Doctor. He's out of control. He just
Vanisher this
doesn't
week.
listen.
Let's go.
He does
Excited
whatever
for
he
that
wants
too.
And fights with me. And now he refuses to take his medicine.
Man, this some bullshit.
Is this Joyner
I
doing
see.
like a childhood Joyner
yesterday-
voice?
I told him to clean his room. And he called me a stupid bitch.
No way. Joyner, why would you?
Oh no, this is kind of like the first album where I can't tell if these skits are supposed to be serious, but I can't take it too seriously at the moment. I'm sorry, the execution is not ideal.
Say that to your mother.
It's okay, baby. Shit. Yeah, Doc, I mean...
Oh yeah, the Metro
we tried
mixtape too,
everything.
Archive and
I
Metro.
took his PlayStation.
You ready for new Tyler on Monday? So ready, Elena. So ready. Thank you for the super chat.
Go fuck myself.
Wow.
I mean, at this point, he
Okay.
just doesn't get it.
Surely it's supposed to be a
We
little
get call
funny,
from
because like
school,
this is
every single day.
it's
They're ready to
written like a
expel
comedy
him,
skit, but
kick
with
him out
like
of
the
school.
background
And at
beat
this
is so
point,
serious.
I can't keep missing work for this kid.
I get it. I get it. I've heard enough. Do you guys mind stepping out for a second and leaving me and Joyner alone to talk?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Babe, get my purse.
That's what it is according to Joyner Alden.
Joyner, come sit next to me so we can talk. Hey, I'm proud of you. You're doing exactly what I wanted you to do.
Wait, what?
Well, we got the
Hey,
demonic
look at me.
therapist.
You made me proud, kid. You're a good boy. Don't listen to what your parents are telling you to do. They don't know what's going on.
So,
Wow,
what do you want
expert
me to
advice
do?
here.
I want you to continue to do what you're doing. But this time, I want you to do more, Joyner.
You mean more like what?
I want you to open this bottom drawer right here and tell me what you see.
That looks like a handgun.
It sure
Okay,
is.
it's definitely not Joyner
Man,
doing
what
that
you
voice. That's
expecting
someone
me to
else
do with that?
I want you to do
playing the
what we both
young
know
Joyner character
you
here.
really want to do. I want you to put this gun in your waistband and walk out of my office and go on a rampage.
Wait,
Excuse
what?
you?
I want you to kill everything. Anything moves, you kill it.
Man, I don't think I could do that.
Come on, Joyner. We both know you're a natural. Don't let that ADHD go to waste. Pick up the...
Don't let that ADHD go to waste. What? I'm assuming Joyner has been, like, you know, diagnosed with it, but what is his understanding of, like, the parts of your personality that it makes up. Why is it leading to a rampage? Why is it leading? And what is this therapist's role in everything? Why is he? There's so many questions. There's so many questions already.
Gun.
Man, I don't know if I could do this.
Pick up the fucking gun.
I said I can't do it.
Pick up the fucking gun!
Oh. Thank you for the follow right there. Geffen Hoto PT, thank you very much. I think I'm going to put that immediately down as a least favorite track. I don't usually do that with skits. You know, skits I usually accept, like, they're just there. It's whatever. You know, usually they're pretty short too, skits. So they just, like, kind of fly by. Sometimes they can be entertaining, they could be a little funny, they could add a little something to the album, they could introduce the next track. I'm assuming this maybe introduces the next track in some way, but what a bizarre song. So the narrative of this track is Joyner's parents are taking him to like this therapist because of his ADHD. You know, it's making him act out, he's swearing at his parents, he's not doing what they tell him to do, pardon me. And then the therapist is like, okay, I want to talk to him, you know, I'll go out the room for a little bit, I'll have a little conversation with him. And then the therapist tells him, because of his ADHD, the narrative wasn't fully clear here, he says, don't let that ADHD go to waste. He tells him to go and shoot people and kill, in his words, anything that moves. And I don't understand this narrative direction. Wow, that is some way to kick it off, man. Yeah, because that is realistic. I guess so. You know what? Hey, who am I to judge here? And then, but like, the thing is, it's like, low-key a comedic skit, but then in the background you have this like super serious, like deep instrumental, like, oh man, I can't believe this is happening, I can't believe this therapist man is so evil. But I mean, let's see what it builds into with track number 2. It's called I Wish I Knew. Is this gonna be like the Rampage track? It sounded like it was another emotional one, so I don't know. Hopefully that's the longest skit on the album. Let's see, the next one is 53 seconds, 1 minute 4 seconds, 1 minute 36. Okay, I mean, there's not a lot of skit runtime here, so hopefully there's not skits baked into the tracks as well. Let's see what we get on the first song here.
Nephew,
Snip.
I need you to show these motherfuckers how it's done, loco.
Okay.
Show these bitch niggas what this ADHD 2 shit is all about.
What is Snip doing here? Joyner has crazy connections, man.
Show these motherfuckers, Joyner.
That's one thing. He knows a lot of people, a lot of famous people.
Ain't no medicine can save me, nigga. I'm too far gone, my brain too fucked. I'm coming like, ooh. No turning back, gotta get to where I'm going. My ADHD keep jumping like, ooh. Shit that I live.
He's kind of smacking.
You can never be me, we ain't nothing like, ooh. Came a long way from the bottomless pit, now look at me, bitch. I'm stunting like, ooh. Got a little bitch nigga sour. I probably go to jail if I ever be a coward. I'll probably be dead if I ever get flowers. I might take that if I ever be honored and try to be something that the industry proud of. But niggas wasn't giving me nada. Not a flick on me if you ever need drama. No vest on me like I never seen karma. The way I was raised, I knew I'd forever be a problem. Never got the love that I needed at home. I was misunderstood, shit turned me to a monster. Dad always letting me down, but my step-pops raised me and showed me I never need a bother. And now nigga rich, so it'll be a cold day in hell for this bitch nigga ever get $1. And I ain't got love for nobody, give a fuck about me. I'm a self-made nigga, you ain't up without me. Ain't too many motherfuckers I trust around me. I'd have been through the storm, ain't nothing I'd see.
Okay, I'm putting that skit to the side of my mind for now because I think we're starting off with a nice track. You know, it's got a solid beat, like the sort of dark atmosphere to it. And Joyner sounds pretty sharp with his flows here, his delivery. The bars are fine. It doesn't really continue on that much from the family therapy skit, so I actually think that's a good thing.
Niggas thought I'd give up and not me. Told a nigga you swing one duck and I weave. On my whole mix drink with a cup of Ali. I'm a gotta ride till the wheels fall off. I fuck a bad bitch till the hills fall off.
Nice production.
I get your hotel sawed off and your head chopped off. I'm a real lost cause. I'm real fucked up. I'm still caught off. Ain't no pellet gun. It's a real sawed off. I'ma wait for a nigga tryna pop something off. Hit a nigga in the back. That's a real raw dog like. Niggas still showing off. Too much time on on your hands, see your hands blowing off. I got money in the bank, got deals going off. I can sell my catalog, but I'm still holding off. Got cracks pulling on me and they still holding on. A lot of niggas did me dirty and they still wanna bond. Get my hands to a nigga, really still wanna on. Wanna write diss tracks, but he still want a song with the fact.
Nice, okay.
I ain't never sleeping, I'm relieving the pressure. Came from the bottom when we can see a homicide like every week get the heat up under the dress. Think of one day I'ma see it better. Hate the poverty if I can be worth it, we'll never settle. When I grow up, then I'm hoping I'm never seeing a stretch. I'm working out a fight you, trying to keep it together. If I ever make it, I wanna change it and make a dividend.
Got like a little emotional tone to it now.
We never live in the shit again, and maybe the niggas would've told me I need a Ritalin, a medicine, or anything that'll make me upset again. Or put me in the school with the troublemakers and tripping and would start the shit again. Trying to bully me cause I'm different than my ADHD, and I'm thinking that I was living in my head again. Shit.
Nice. That's a good start if you ask me, man.
Wait. You did?
Yeah, we did not need that intro skit. This was a good,
You
this
don't
was a
have
better
to
start.
pretend, baby. I know it gets hard. Looking around, you start to think.
I know it's easy to hate on Joyner. I think that's a good first track. Like, I actually really enjoy that one.
Keep moving on. And don't you ever look back. Don't you ever look back.
Okay, you can guarantee when I'm re-listening to this album, when I come back to it, I'm starting from track 2, man. I'm starting from this song. You know, the family therapy skit was a little bit of a silly start, but I wish I knew was like a nice opener to this. I think one thing that I think Joyner has actually done pretty well before is these sort of quite energetic banger style of tracks. You know, this one did have a, you know, sort of like more emotional, slightly darker tone to it, but it still went hard. The drums were hitting on this one. Joyner's flows were really tight. Obviously, they were quite fast-paced, but I don't think it went too much into the realm of like, you know, fast rap, rappity rap type stuff. I think it just worked for the production and the way that he was delivering these lyrics. I quite like that one. Yeah, not a big fan of not a big fan of that. Not a Falcons fan. Not something I'm trying to hear on that skit. I think that's a good one. I'm gonna put that down as a favorite because I don't know how like good things are gonna get as the album goes along or what the highlights might be, but I think it worked really well as an opener. It's nice, energetic, beat slaps. Couldn't really ask for more from it, you know? Good track. Definitely my cup of tea as someone that, you know, was a pretty big Joyner fan back in the day. This reminds me of some stuff that I quite enjoyed from him. It's not one of the more, like, story or narrative focused tracks, but it works as a good banger for me. I like it. Good stuff. Production on that one was handled by, let's see here, ADHD Productions, Josie Jack, KXVI, Leo Sun, and Clay H. There we go. Hey, how's it going, Joplin? Do you still like all those Joyner remixes? Some of them are still pretty cool, but they're not really something I come back to now. I enjoyed them in the moment, though. So, not mad at that one. Not really fucking with the faster rapping, to be honest. That style kind of grew off me as a whole, I think. I get it, Schmirko, because it's something I'm less partial to now. For me personally, I like the way that Joyner executed it on here, though. I think it had like a nice momentum to it. There was like a weight to the fast rapping here, which I kind of liked. And to me, it didn't go too far over the top. Like, it didn't... you know, break the syllables per second meter or anything like that. So, you know, I think it fit into this production nicely. So let's see what we're going to get hopping on to the next one. I actually like the way that this kicked off. Track number 3, one of them, this must have been one of the singles because it's got 5 million plays on Spotify. So definitely a single track here, but I have not heard this one. Let's see how this goes. A couple of producers from the last track were also on this one, KXVI and Leo Sun, and also Hamdi Beats on this one. There's apparently an 18-year-old producer from the UK. There we go. Got the little genius bios when you hover over their names.
Don't you ever look back.
Oh, this is, why is that? It's reminding me of ISIS immediately. The Joyner song.
Way up, way up, way up, stronger, let's get it, let's get it. Yeah, 20 2025, gotta make shit bloody. I'm standing outside till the rain get muddy. My ADHD got my brain get nutty. You better say cheese when I aim it stubby. There ain't enough room for you tasteless dummies. The man on the moon.
The theme so far just seems to be say the words or the letters ADHD on every track. It just feels like we're getting, you know, passing references to it on each song so far.
I ain't Kid Cudi. I want the whole cake to the plate get crummy. I laugh to the bank if you think shit funny.
Man on the Moon by Kid Cudi.
Cybertruck, flame shooting out the rims, better call a fire truck. Made a couple meals, but it's not enough. Blow a hole through a Brinks truck, then I count it up. I hate when rap niggas try to size me up like I won't wipe a nigga down for I'm him up. 2017.
How many seconds, Alden? Oh my god.
50 told me how to get rich and die trying, nigga. It's about time, wasn't hitting them breaks. Fuck your top 5, cause I'm in the top 3. Or your favorite top 5, let's get this shit straight. Funny niggas hate me, but I tell them get along.
It's definitely Ace's part 2 here. It's got the same like arpeggiated sounds on the production. We just don't have logic on it.
Look at my eyes on one of them. Ahead of my time on one of them. I'm one of them. Hey, still in my prime on one of them. Don't be surprised on one of them. Add to am I on one of them. I'm one of them. I'm one of them ones. I can't be denied on one of them. Look at my eyes on one of them. Ahead of my time on one of them.
I like this one again too though.
Still in my prime on one of them.
Whoever's doing the drums on these tracks is doing a really good job because they slap.
I'm one of them ones. This that shit that made a nigga wanna pop off. Breaking all the rules till I end up in a squad car. Back at high school, they all said I was an eyeball, so I kept a tool in the top drawer. The metal had me feeling.
Hold on. I'm trying to work out the logic here. So back in high school, they said Joyner was an oddball. So because of that, he kept a gun in the top drawer. I don't see how this counters the accusations. What's that gonna do to sort things out, man? They called me weird, so I brought a gun to school.
Why they playing with me when a nigga waiting to squeeze and a bullet breaking their teeth and I keep on making them bleed. I got a head of disease that'll make them ache at the knees and turn a nigga brains to a double bacon with cheese. And I've been waiting to eat and know what they waiting to see. Ain't no debating with me when I get to taking the lead.
I think Joyner's best songs are his bangers. Vertex Cilantro. I'm liking these ones.
So many niggas deceiving me, but I got the millions how to learn this shit ain't what it seemed to be and understanding what the fuck of my bitch and seeing me. I'm tired of eating competition of fucks you feeding me. I told him give me all the smoke and the pump of the greenery. I made a motherfucker choking his lungs repeatedly. I was young when they treated me like a bum with a DHD. If you don't fuck with Joyner Lucas and suck my BBC bitch. I can't be denied on one of them. Look at my eyes on one of them. Ahead of my time on one
I like
of them.
it, man.
I'm one of them. Hey, still in my prime on one of them. Don't be surprised on one of them. Add to am I on one of them. I'm one of them. I'm one of them ones.
Joyner Lucas might be corny sometimes, but bro, he can consistently flow. I do like his flow, you know? I think it works really well with his voice as well. I think that's a big part of it. He has this kind of like rasp to his voice that I think can make the faster flows feel really intense sometimes, and I think this one was pretty good. Yeah, you could definitely say that it's basically the exact same formula as the song Isis, just without logic on it this time around because he was on that song. Also, I hate the fact that they called the track that because, you know, the reaction video on that one on CDTV, the G, pretty sure that's demonetized to this day purely because the song is called Isis. It's nothing to actually, you know, do with the you know, the organization, but demonetized to this day just because of the song name. But I thought this one was pretty good. It is very similar to Isis in terms of its production. It's got the same sort of like arpeggiated sound that the beat revolves around, similar build-ups, even drops with the drums. But to me, this one still slapped. It's another good banger from Joyner. So we started off with like a really bad skit, but the first two actual songs, which at the end of the day, the songs are what I'm gonna judge the album the most by, they've slapped so far. They've been bangers. I thought his flow was really nice here, nice and fast-paced. Decent hook on this one, you know, relatively catchy. Write that down as another potential favorite, just because I'm thinking the bangers might be the ones that I enjoy the most here. We'll see. I'm assuming we're going to get some storytelling tracks, and we'll see what direction those go in. Maybe some like narrative ones, but I've liked the bangers so far. Good stuff. Killjoy saying, I'm not a fan of this one. It's basically the same one, same song as the Logic song, but with, in my opinion, worse bars. That's fair. Have you heard any of Skepta's Joyner disses? I haven't, Autumn. I've been meaning to look into that beef a little bit more. But I would like to look into that and see what's being said. I think it could be fun. Please no more Three Little Pigs ass songs. Yeah. I remember that was from Not Now I'm Busy, right? And that was supposed to be like a little bit of a throwback to the Joyner Lucas style of storytelling, but I didn't like that one as much. I feel like it was a poorer execution of it. Hey, thank you for the another super chat right there, Elena. Much appreciated. Mr. Productions, I Am Music is platinum eligible. Whew, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I guess it will be a little bit faster to get there with like 30 tracks on an album, but fair enough. A lot of people were very excited for it. It did very well. So you know what? I don't think the album is particularly good, but you know, props to the success of it for sure. You know, I enjoyed this one. Oh, where'd my Google Chrome tab go? There we go. Yeah, I think we're off to a good start right here. If you have a chance, I would love to see you react to it because it's just dismantling of him, the Skepta track. Maybe after this album, I could go through the diss tracks. Why don't we do that? After this album, I'm gonna look at the Joyner and Skepta disses because it's related to the album, so or related to its rollout. So I think that will be a fun thing to do here. Okay, there we go. We got something to look forward to afterwards as well. Thank you for the bits right there. Beats by Schmirko. I love you, CDTV, because despite how amazing this Friday was for music, you're reacting to Joyner Lucas. Listen, this is a throwback to the classic days of CDTV Productions when I did a lot more Joyner coverage. You know, I thought, why not check the album out? It's a little bit of a throwback for me, and to be fair, I'm enjoying it so far. Definitely some albums from Friday I really want to check out, though. I want to check out that Jim Legacy project. Raekwon dropped a new album. There's definitely a lot that I'm looking forward to diving into. Oh, thank you, Shika. Let me just have a look at this right here. Oh, okay, so we have a quick little list that we'll take a look at from Shika here before we hop on to the next song. I don't think there will be a lot of... Yeah, there's not a lot of albums here, so it's just a brief list. We'll take a look at it. Shika is also saying, watching the G1 Climax while seeing this wrestling thing. I think the G1 is better. Lol, also another list for you. I watched a couple of the G1 matches. It was pretty cool. The only thing that discourages me is, like, there's so much to watch, and I want to make the time for it, but whew, there is a lot going on. A lot of hours to go through. So what we have right here on this list from Shika before we hop onto the next song. Oh, window capture is not working. Give me a brief second here. Ranking every rap album, Fantano has given a 10. Worst to best. This is a list by Shika. Okay. So. Okay, so yeah, worst to best. So worst at the top of the list here. Kids See Ghosts. Number 1 here. The worst rap album Fantano was given a 10 to, and it's still great. I like Kids See Ghosts more than I used to, but I'd also have it on the lower end. A lot of people would disagree, but yeah, I don't think it's a 10. I'd have it more around a 7, but maybe a high 6, low 7. But yeah, that's fair. That's fair. College Dropout up next, another contender for best debut album. This album revolutionized Chipmunk Soul. All of the samples are well done. Also, again, Spaceships, underrated as fuck. Indeed, it is. Let God sort him out here. Recency bias aside, this album is already close to a 10 for me anyway. Pharrell provided insanely great beats for both Malice and Pusha T. Amazing comeback. Nice. Then we have Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Yeah. Fantastic album. Maybe the greatest album a female rapper has ever released. I'd also consider it to be more of a R&B album than a rap album and a soul album. I love the combination of rap, R&B, and neo-soul across this album. It was masterfully done. Plus, the sample flip Drake did of X Factor was amazing, and the only highlight of Scorpion. X Factor is such a good song, by the way. After my first reaction to this, that's the main track I come back to. Death Grips, Money Store, one of the greatest experimental rap albums ever made. Seeing some of the songs performed live, like I've Seen Footage, Get Got, and Hacker, was a life-changing experience for me. Okay, nice stuff, nice stuff. Then we're just getting into Shika's 10s here. Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. Literally the last, or first, depending on how you view this list. 4 albums are all 10s for me. How the fuck do I rank them? This album is timeless, like Tony Storm, and has some of the most passionate rapping you will ever hear between every member. ODB best member, by the way. I would disagree, but fair take. Fair take. It's a fantastic album, one of my favorites of the 90s. Nas Illmatic speaks for itself. I got the physical copy of this, a CD, recently. I think I also have a vinyl for it in Scotland. Amazing. Maybe the best debut album ever, aside from like Rodeo. Interesting comparison right there. Then we have Mad Villain, Mad Villainy. MF Doom was rapping on this one, plus amazing production from Madlib 2. And finally, To Pimp a Butterfly. I wouldn't debate that. I mean, it's my favorite album of all time, so of course it's the best. Plus, it's his best review of all time. There we go. Nice list right here. Not too many that I would necessarily disagree with. You know, maybe a couple that I would like change about, but honestly, I think this is one of those lists that everyone will have their own little nuanced differences to it. I still think this is a really solid one, so thank you for sending this in, Shika. Much appreciated. Hell yeah. Appreciate the little blurbs right there as well, so we could see a little bit of the reasoning for why each one is where it is. Thank you for the tip right there. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop on to our next one right here. Next one is going to be Tear Me Down. And this track number 4 on ADHD 2, features Ava Max. I don't know much about her, but is she not one of the kind of... Maybe I'm judging too harshly here, but I feel like everything I've seen her involved in is these, like, generic radio songs. What has she been on? Holy shit, there are some hits that she's got, my god. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go. That's what I know her from, just like generic hits. So we might be switching from Bang or Joyner on this one to more poppy Joyner. To be fair, if this is anything like the first ADHD album, it's going to be like a mix of sounds, maybe to its detriment. So let's see what we get on this one. Who up, Ava Maxing? Let's go. Ready for Tyler the Creator, Don't Tap the Glass? I'm very ready, Touchdown. I think it's going to be great, hopefully. Yep, here we go. She has some good songs, okay.
And I really wanna leave, but I'm too far. And I'm too lost. Wanna let go, but it's too hard. Want a new start. Gotta look inside me, but I'm too scarred. Never knew the pain could be this sad. I don't want to die
those are
young,
Peggy
so I live
synths
fast.
going
Never
again.
knew a heartbreak could be this bad. I'm afraid to be in love, then I know why. I can never trust what I don't buy. When I feel like giving up, then I don't try. Can I feel like take a drug so I don't cry? Got me feeling like a dove when it don't fly. But I get depressed when you just leave. I can never get rest till you close by. I don't feel at my best when it's just me. Every time it get bad, then it get worse. When it get worse, then you hit first. Got me living on the edge and I'm just cursed. Sick of trying to
definitely going poppy Joyner direction with this one.
Wanna run, but we just hide. We don't wanna hear the truth, so we just lie. But I only look at you like you just mine. Said I only look at you like you just mine.
Okay, she's one of those generic pop singers that uses some lazy samples, which is a guilty pleasure for me. Fair enough.
You know that I need you. Now I gotta build a life with a stranger. We both know that I wanted it to be you. Goddamn.
No, the same progression as Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran. Modern Ed Sheeran music has to be some of my least favorite radio tunes of all time.
John. Where the fuck do I go when I'm too lost? When I'm too far? Wanna let it go, but it's too hard.
Not terrible, just a bit stale. Yeah, it's not a very exciting track, you know. We got a couple bangers to start off with, and then this is supposed to be like the more poppy hit track. It's just nothing all that inspired.
I get depressed when you just leave. I can never get rest when I'm laid up. I don't feel at my best when it's just me. You can see my heart bleed when you watch it. I can feel your heart.
Big ass Pepsi for this one. Let's go.
But you only want me when it's toxic. How you only want me when it's toxic? Type of shit can get dangerous. How to deal with my pain and phases. How to feel so much pain that I'm
bad habits lead to you.
But we gotta heal. And my head fucked up. Don't know how to feel. When you tell me you in love with somebody else? How you
Some
tell
good
me you in love with
Baptist,
somebody
yeah.
else? But you know that I need you. Now I gotta build a life with a stranger. We both know that I wanted it to be you. Yeah.
Mid-song, I'd have to agree so far on this one. Interesting, some Ed Sheeran defending from the show. See, I don't like the modern radio hits that he has for the most part. That's all I've really heard, so I haven't heard like album cuts or anything. But yeah, the radio hits, I hate them. I was kind of expecting a song like this when I saw Ava Max was the feature here. Thank you very much for the super chat right there, Henry. Much appreciated. I'll get back to you on that in a second here. Just warning you guys, we have another skit up next. It's called Kevin, considering Joyner's connections. I'm assuming that's a Kevin Hart skit. So, tear me down. I think, you know, assuming that the next skit isn't going to tie into the whole therapy thing. Tear me down is not like the worst thing ever, but it's very sort of like bland and offensive pop rap. The production wasn't particularly exciting. We had an arpeggiated synth, that little sort of like riser sound as well. Okay, that was a terrible, it wasn't quite the right note of it, but you know, that was going on throughout the verses. Not very exciting, but I didn't really expect that when I saw an Ava Max feature, so we might be kind of jumping back and forth between different subgenres here, different subgenres of rap, different sounds. You know, the first two were straight up schmackin' bangers. That one was a bit more pop rap style. Not one I'm going to come back to, you know. For some people it'll work. For me, it's very bland, very dry. It doesn't really offer anything all that unique for me personally. Movie Sequel Dude sums it up pretty succinctly. There's way better rap songs and way better pop songs. I don't know why anybody would listen to this song over any other song. It's fair. It would sum up pretty much how I'm feeling about it. You know, it's not bad, but there's, you know, other songs similar to it that I would say are better. So Henry was asking in the super chats here, how's the album and should I listen to it? Also clips, should I give it a listen? This album so far is better than I expected. You know, first couple songs on it, the songs are actually solid bangers. This one, I'm only on track number 4. Wasn't a fan of as much, but I'd recommend checking it out and seeing how you feel about it, Henry. As for clips, 100% check it out. My rap album of the year so far. And then 502 Cam right here is saying, this would have gone top 40 and been on a Now That's What I Call Music CD in 2014. Back in the day. Now That's What I Call Music. Let's go. Poppy Joyner just isn't very engaging to listen to. I already forgot how the track sounds. I think that's a good point. Yeah, I would say it's like, it's not necessarily bad, but I don't find Poppy Joyner like this particularly interesting. I don't feel like it's his specialty, which doesn't mean he can't, you know, mess around and experiment with that, but the experimentation of doing it just led to a very standard pop rap track. I just didn't find it all that engaging personally, and didn't feel like he had a lot to offer. Also, I don't know if it was just the first verse, but I started noticing in the second verse, the structure of the flow felt very repetitive on this one. It was like each bar was like kind of like in its own little space. It was da 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 da, then a bit of a pause, then a da 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 da, and it just did that for the whole verse. The structure was a little bit too samey, so not too crazy about that. Not horrible though, not horrible. So, what's up with this XP on YouTube chats? They have like a leaderboard for each stream now. The biggest thing that influences it is like super chats, because they count towards your XP. And then it has a little badge for like the top 3, currently the top 3 on the leaderboard. So, let's hop on to the next one right here. We'll let it also run into the following song. Track number 5, it is Kevin Skit, which I'm assuming, again, it's going to be Kevin Hart. And then that goes into track number 6, The Way That I Am. Legally Distinct. Let's go.
Man, Joyner, it's Kev again. I'm
There we go.
listening to ADHD too, and to be completely honest with you, I'm just confused because I don't understand why we need another one. You already gave us ADHD 7 years ago, man, and I feel like you need some damn therapy at this point. You're too goddamn old to be having ADHD, Joyner. That's kid's disease. What the fuck are you, a kid? This man is 40 years old talking about ADHD still. It's so pathetic.
Is he 40?
Pathetic.
I mean, I'm assuming
To
he's
be real with you,
exaggerating.
I'm
A bit
not
of hyperbole.
impressed with this, and I waited too long to be getting the same shit from you, and I'm starting to feel like I want to fight. That's right, get your gloves on,
36.
bitch. Get your shit together and get some damn therapy. Time to be a man now, Joyner. It's time you just accept the fact that ADHD isn't the problem. The problem is you. Take your goddamn finger, point it at yourself, and say, I am the problem. I'm tired of it. Get your shit together, man. Bye.
Okay, I mean, I guess that is cool for Kevin Hart fans, and for you know, Joyner to be able to say, hey, so this is one of my friends now. I've kind of made it. And that's all I've got to say for that one. The way that I am.
Real powerful artist. What is it about him that you like?
He was saying a lot of lines that
Oh,
I saw
you know,
some of me in.
the Eminem introduction on this is kind of interesting because I was thinking, you know, that Kevin skit reminds me of some of the skits like the Steve Berman or like Paul skits from Eminem's old albums. So there's definitely that kind of influence in here. He may have also done this on the first ADHD. I can't remember because I skip all the skits. Yeah, we have Chris skit on the first one and Kevin skit. So this is kind of like a redo of that, you know, keeping the theming of the album going, I guess. But yeah, interesting skit as well, where Kevin's just kind of like, oh yeah, you're too old to talk about ADHD. Apparently, even though it can affect, well, it's lifelong. Like, what can I tell you, Kevin?
But at the same time, it was different because it was like he's not compromising bars to tell his story. He's still got complexity in there.
Okay, what's he
Like,
gonna
he's
do after
taking
this
you on his
Eminem
journey.
intro?
And I never snapped out of that journey till it was over. And I was like, yo, this kid is fucking incredible.
Straight out the mud, the kitchen is dirty. Just hit up the plug and caught me at 30. I'm not who I was, the vision was blurry. I'm seeing shit clear, that picture is murky. When I was a kid, I thought I was worthy of feeling some love, but love ain't deserve me. I wish I knew then that love and that hurt me. I'd sever that bridge before it can burn me. My mama was hard, my daddy concerned me, was beating my ass and showed me no mercy. He thought he was Joe, them whippers were dirty. He tried to make me
Bible
think
to
this shit
Cam,
wasn't
I
worth it.
hate
He told
Kevin
me the
Hart.
rap was
Appreciate the
practiced
super
early. I
chat,
wanted to
man.
dab, but he never heard me. Traded his
Yeah,
son for
not a big
power
fan of
attorney. I
his,
traded love for diamonds and
a lot of his
pearls. I'm not
modern
who you knew.
acting
Don't act like you
roles.
know me, a lot of shit changed. I'm not like the owe me the money and fame. I never control me, but I went through things I wish they told me. I still
ADHD,
need to
just like
change.
most
Some niggas
disorders,
who owe
isn't
me, I
so
won't
easy
take
to
the
fit in a
blame,
box
but
and
call
define.
me Broski,
Yeah,
really
that's
your
true.
name. You
Yeah.
used to be Brody, but now you a lame. You niggas can blow me. A whole lot of money, a whole lot of fakes. Redot in your body, I know how to trace. I don't really stuck.
I guess I will say for that skit, I guess I mean the charitable interpretation would be that it's playing off of that fact that that's how a lot of people interpret it, and not necessarily saying, you know, like that's Kevin's views or whatever. I guess that's what it was doing.
If I wanna stun, I just pull out a safe. Whole lot of cake and I know how to bake. Parking lot pimpin', I pull out the race. And bury you niggas and pull out the rake. You showing your card, but you still not an ace. Some niggas tell me I remind them I am. That MMLP album had me on 10.
Okay, so
Shit
it's
I
a
was going
specific,
through made me a
the
stand.
way that I
When
am
got
is
pain, I was
obviously,
still
you know,
holding in.
a
Niggas
clear
who hate 'em, the
reference
same ones
here.
who hate me, to smile on my face and be shaking my hand. Crazy, I even back then always knew that one day I relate to the way that I am.
And that's why we had Eminem
That's
on the
way that
intro.
I am.
It's a full Eminem reference track,
It's
really.
the way that I am. It's the way that I am.
The
Crazy,
shit
I
I was
even
going
back
through
then
made
always
me
knew
a
that one day I
stan.
relate to the way that I am. Taking a chance, I'm shaking the dice. She used to be hoe, you made her your wife. No matter if I lose, I came here to fight. I feel like two wrongs gonna make me a right. Talking my shit. Ain't
No
saying it
M
nice. I
feature
say
for
these
this
drugs,
one,
I'm
though.
raising the price. Your energy's trash.
That
You
coulda
say
worked,
it's life.
no?
My angels are black and Satan is white. I sprinkle some glass, I made you some rice. My chopper gon' blast, I'm aiming to snipe. I ain't on the gram and came in for likes. You stay on the gram, you came here to type. You trolling the comments, you looking to spam. You really a fan, go take you a hike. Climb up the mountain and jump off the top. Your body gon' pop, no saving your life. You looking at me, I see hate in your eyes. It's obvious you wanna fake it beside. Your whole life is made up, I ain't too surprised. The ain't she phony and made up with lies. They keeping me out, but I'm breaking inside. I
feel like an M feature would've made sense on this one.
Industry bitches won't rate me with pride. I put them together and made a collage. Niggas tell me I remind them I am. The MMLP album had me on 10. The shit I was going through made me a stand. A lot of that pain I've been still holding in. Niggas who hate them, the same ones who hate me. They smile on my face and be shaking my hand. It's crazy that even back then I always knew that one day I relate to the way that I am. That's the way that I am.
Solid production on this one again.
It's the way that I am. Crazy, I even back then always knew that one day I relate to the way that I am.
Did they actually have another collab except Lucky You? There was quite a notorious unreleased one referred to as What If I Was Gay or something like that. That was a real Eminem and Joyner collab track that for some reason never came out. The Way That I Am was alright. This one was a bit more of a callback to the first couple tracks on the album I Wish I Knew, and one of them with it being more of just like a straight up banger type of track with those hard hitting drums. This one though felt a little bit like less exciting to me than the first couple. This one just didn't hit as hard, I feel like. The whole track, you know, we began with the Eminem intro, and then the chorus was about, you know, Joyner looking up to Eminem and the sort of like inspiration that he took from him. But, you know, it didn't really go in too much of a exciting direction, really. It's not bad. It's a decent banger, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, this is a real song. The Eminem and Joyner, What If I Was Gay track. Maybe I'll also play that at the end of the stream for you guys. Because I think I could find it on YouTube probably. I think there's uploads of it. But that's a real song. No joke. People didn't know about that. Some people are not aware of Impen. About the legendary song. But yeah, I mean, this one, you know, it would have been cool. I think what would have made this track a little bit more exciting for me is if he got like a full Eminem feature on the song. I think it would also like, to me, that would make the subject matter a little bit more impactful as well. It's like talking about, you know, looking up to Eminem when you were younger and how he inspired you, how he influenced your rapping a little bit. And then if we had an Eminem verse, you know, kind of within the song, it would be a cool kind of like full circle thing. We didn't get that on this one. As it is, it's fine though. Like, definitely not something I dislike. It's all right. Nothing too crazy. Decently hard hitting beat, but didn't really set itself apart from the earlier bangers that much. So let's see what we're gonna get. Hopping on to the next one right here, we got track number 7, Riot. Let's go. Ooh, and then after that, we have a track featuring T-Pain, which could actually be pretty cool, hopefully. So let's see how it goes. As for features on this album, we also have DaBaby later on, by the way. So yeah, we're going to get to hear later on how a Joyner, well, it's a crazy feature list. Joyner Lucas, J Balvin, Fireboy DML, not sure who that is, and DaBaby. That's track 16. A lot later on, but curious to see how that turns out. But for now, track number 7, Riot.
Johnny.
I might go to jail tonight, might lose it all, I swear. They want me dead, I got money on my head. I pray to God every night, hope he answers all my prayers. So if it ever go down, niggas better know I'm prepared to cause a riot. A riot. Hope you know that I ain't scared to cause a riot. A riot.
No, this is like 2015 YouTube outro rap music. Like for like Call of Duty YouTubers.
I got some hitters all in here to cause a riot. I know I'd probably be in a cell tonight, but fuck it, I'm making it count. I bet the judge revoking my bail tonight, but fuck it, I'm taking you out. I know I should've just stayed in the house, cause I'ma get mad again. I roll up on every hoe that be running their mouth like nigga was hiding in. If I get rich, I'll be dead or in prison. Straight out the mud, I came out the trenches. I needed the millions, I had me a vision.
Definitely another ADHD album.
And my worst fans going back to beginners, I swear I ain't felt that in a minute. And whoa, I got an evil streak. I never been number one, but fucking I'm right where I need to be. I know that God is with me as long as I got on my Jesus piece. I hope that God be with you whenever I carry that heat with me. You know I'm a I got the streets with me. My niggas are scavengers. You know I grew up with savages. I light up the city and blast this bitch. Giving new meaning to blast.
I'm not a fan of the melodic hook on this one. These drum rolls as well, man.
I got money on my head. I pray to God every night. Hope he answers all my prayers. So if it ever go down, niggas better know I'm prepared to cause a riot.
Ooh.
A riot.
Ali A outro music. That's kind of what it feels like, man. This is fun. Hey, fair enough, then, Pim. Fair enough. For me, it feels quite outdated. This kind of production. And then Joyner's singing can be quite a bit of a miss for me.
I'm probably going to prison for this. I got a dish that I'm ready to serve. You about to feel every bit of this shit. Why do my peace keep getting disturbed? I'ma get mad again. I pull up on him and tell him to give me the word. Nigga, what's happening in? Straight out the jungle, we came out of struggle. Ain't never had nothing, I know how I feel. I told myself if I never get rich by the time I hit 30, I'm going to jail. It's that shit that make niggas won't go to the field. Start up a riot and load up the steel. Aim it at anyone, hoping I fail. We ain't got nothing to lose. I don't trust niggas who keep it 100, just keep it 102. So many fake niggas lately, I'm starting to feel like ain't nothing is true. All eyes on me when I'm winning and I see that hate.
So far, Joyner is showing his versatility. I'm thinking it. Hey, fair. I can respect that.
I wouldn't know. It's hard to be faithful, there's too many hoes. I'm in the streets, there's too many roads. Shout out to niggas who stepped on my toes.
Will you be reacting to Tyler tomorrow? Absolutely.
Yep. I know what you did. I'm plot revenge, just letting you know. I might go to jail tonight, might lose it all, I swear. They want me dead, I got money on my head. I pray to God every night, hope he answers all my prayers. If it ever go down, niggas better know I'm prepared to cause a riot.
Outdated, and isn't it just about the music quality? Well, something being outdated can affect how the quality of it comes across. And I just also don't think the song is good anyway, regardless. Personally.
Don't try it. And you know that I'm prepared to start a riot. Hope you know that I ain't scared to cause a riot.
You know what I will say, for on the production side of things, I've mentioned this for a few tracks previously. I feel like whoever has been producing the drums on these tracks, whoever did the drums has done a pretty great job so far, because I feel like they all slap really nicely, feel pretty nice on the ears. They all hit pretty hard. This one, though, not a big fan of this one from a sound perspective. You know, there is the fact that it feels quite outdated. I feel like to me it just has that kind of aura of, like, you know, Call of Duty montage music or like outro music, which again, some people like that sound a little bit more. For me, I'm not too crazy about it. It's got this weird, overly clean sound to the production, in terms of like the, you know, the instruments and the melodies behind the drums, and the chorus from Joyner with the more melodic auto-tune type chorus, that was a miss for me as well. I didn't think it sounded very good, and the verses, they were fine, but the flows, you know, didn't stand out compared to any other tracks on here. It was kind of those faster paced, maybe slightly like triplet kind of flows that we got from Joyner. Felt a little bit one note at points, I would say. Thank you for the super chats right here, Cam and Movie Sequel Dude. Cam is saying, this album should have been him refining the ADHD sound. Instead, he just did exactly what made that album bad. Yeah, I'm kind of on a similar note for with you on that one. The original ADHD album was very similar. It had a little bit of a unfocused sound to it, which when I mentioned that in one of my reviews, I had a lot of people telling me, well, that's the concept, you know, the album is called ADHD, so that's why the track list is unfocused. And, you know, I feel like even if that was the concept, there's a way to pull that off where the individual tracks are still like super enjoyable, which again, for some people they might be. This is all just my opinion. But I don't know, to me it feels too scattered sometimes and a little bit all over the place, and we're definitely doing that again, where it's kind of switching back and forth between bangers, poppier tracks. We haven't really got a full like storytelling track on here, but then again, did we even have much of those on ADHD? I don't think so. Yeah, you know, now that I think about it, these ADHD albums don't really focus on the sort of like narrative side of Joyner, like the tracks where he's telling stories that almost play out like a movie. I guess we're not really going to be getting that on here, so we'll just see how it plays out as it goes along. And Movie Sequel Dude is saying this album just throws back to the worst of 2010s music. Some of it does, yeah, some of it does. I'ma start a riot. A riot. I think for this one, I am going to put it... I'd maybe put it down as a least favorite for me personally. The sound just not really my type of thing, and I wasn't a fan of the sound of the hook. The flows on the verses were fine, but sort of like standard for Joyner, so they didn't do much to really pull back the track for me personally. So let's see what we're gonna get on the next one right here. Track number 8, Hate Me, and this one features T-Pain. What kind of T-Pain sound are we getting on this one? Is he gonna be doing a little bit of rapping? Are we gonna get a smooth one? Let's find out. Bit more banger. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
I'm tired of this working shit. These jobs ain't it. Need something that can pay me. Can't get a break. Need money in the bank. Tell me what it's gonna take just to make G's. I hate the way it feel when the rank get real and your landlord's tripping on the 18th. Know where to run when the rain gon' come out. Looking for the sun like KD. In the crib too hot, no AC. Broke nigga, I scheming on your AP. I ain't wanna do it, but you made me. Kids gotta eat and the bills got late fees. My cousin hit me up trying to save me. Told me how to sell crack, but that ain't me. No, there's gotta be another way to make cheese. That's a life of a nigga try to break free. The hate niggas wanna curve me and block me. If this rap don't work, then it's robbery.
Okay, a little bit of a throwback track here. Talking about the come up.
My turn, I was trying to get heard. You was looking for the birds on the IG. When I was putting in the work, you was popping in perks. Try to get a nigga served on the oxy.
Nice little touches in the beat here.
Had a meeting with the plug over cheesecake. He was fronting me the money in a briefcase. Told him I'ma get a times 10. We gon' be straight. All I needed was a dream. I don't need breaks. Soon as
like those little rising synths. That's cool.
For them niggas that said I wouldn't be great, bitch.
Soon a nigga thought that I was done, and I came through that bitch with an 8-piece. My baby needs shoes, and my whip due to rent due on the 18th. I don't wanna take it up a notch, but I bust down, watch by to make me. As long as I'm alive, folks, just keep your eyes open, be concerned for your safety. Cause if you gon' hate me,
I'ma have to give you motherfuckers a reason.
Cause if you gon' hate me,
not a bad T-Pain hook.
I'ma make sure that you mean it.
Cause if you gon' hate me, you better learn what I've been through lately. How many niggas told me what I can't be?
There's going Reezy.
Be concerned for your safety. I know they gon' hate me.
I want this, believe that. Who got bread? I need that. Where's Andre? I'm 3 stacks. Delonte, I relapsed. I'm stressed out. I mean that. I checked out. I be back. I'm chasing. I reached that. That's major. A G flat. I keep my pace when I'm in a rat race and the government wanna keep me trapped. And the school keep telling me that I could be anything I want, but I really ain't believe that. They's teaching me to work for another motherfucker when I graduate, and I ain't wanna be that. Cause if the goal was for me to get rich with a 9-to-5 shift, I ain't never gonna achieve that. What you know about risking it all just to get a little bread, so you living like a don, huh? What you know about doing some dirt and you drawing up plans just to get to where you going, huh? What you know about taking a chance on yourself, cause ain't nobody putting you on, huh? What you know about giving your heart to a hoe when you know that ain't where you belong, huh? What you know about shopping at Ross cause you ain't had pockets for Louis Vuitton, huh? What you know about selling some crack to your ex's mom when you knew it was wrong, huh? But you ain't got no feelings cause you up in the trenches and all your emotions is gone, huh? What you know about weighing out all of the pros, but you really too good at the cons, huh?
Soon a nigga thought that I was done, and I came through that bitch with an 8-piece. My baby needs shoes, and my whip due to rent due on the 18th. I don't wanna take it up a notch, but I bust down, watch by to make me.
Not bad.
As long as I'm alive,
Not bad.
folks, just keep your eyes open, be concerned for your safety. Cause if you gon' hate me,
I'ma have to give you motherfuckers a reason.
Cause if you gon' hate me,
Hey,
personal nitpick of mine when rappers do the what you know about flow. I kind of get it, see you. It's a bit of like a typical one, you know?
Cause if you gon' hate me,
I'ma have to give you motherfuckers a reason.
Cause if you gon' hate me,
Hey, I'ma make sure that you mean it.
Cause if you gon' hate me, you better learn what I've been through lately. How many niggas told me what I can't be? Just keep your eyes open, be concerned for your safety. I know they gon' hate me.
Production from Leo Sun on this one again. He's all over this album. And Clay H. I don't know if ADHD Productions is all over this. Is that just kind of like an executive production thing on Joyner's end, maybe? I'm not so sure. But it would make sense, you know, considering that this ADHD Productions label is only given to, like, their only credits are Joyner's albums. So I'm assuming that's a little bit of, like, Joyner Lucas executive production right there. Overseeing things, you know? This one was all right. Not bad as well. I don't think this album has sucked so far, which is actually, you know, quite nice. I'm trying to, like, how would this stack up to the original ADHD up to this point? Not too sure. It's been a while since I've revisited the first ADHD, but this is like broadly fine so far. Hate Me was an alright track. I think T-Pain had a pretty cool hook on it. There was something about his voice. I almost feel like T-Pain's vocals could have maybe had like a little bit more or like a little bit sharper auto-tune and processing on them, because there was something that just sounded a little bit more toned down than your usual T-Pain hook. It was still nice. I just feel like it was like slightly toned down and it could have been just a little bit sharper. But he was still good on here. I like the production, those nice little bubbly dancey synth sounds. That was fun. And you know, solid enough content wise from Joyner as well on this one. This was one of those tracks that's a little bit of a throwback, you know, back in the day when he was younger, he was trying to, you know, figure out his path in life and what he wanted to do career-wise, how he was going to make his money, how he was going to make a living, and, you know, talking about, you know, different directions he could have gone in, but this is the one that he did go down, the one that he wanted to get into. So, you know, it's a topic that a lot of rappers talk about, but I think this executed it in a pretty solid way. Enjoyed this one. This album is 10 times better than the OG. I mean, let's see, ADHD did have some real weak points on there. I think a lot of the stuff on the original ADHD did kind of stand out as just like pretty mid, but I might revisit this one more honestly. We'll see how it turns out over time for sure. Is Denzel skit about Denzel Curry? I would assume Denzel Washington, considering, you know, Joyner's connections. So we'll see how that one goes. Also, thank you for another super chat, Cam. What's Cam saying here? This exact flow and rhyme scheme is from a King Von song, Armed and Dangerous. Really? I mean, I think some of Joyner's flows definitely do have a bit of a formula to them. I feel like they're kind of, sometimes they're a little bit standard, you know. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not like, you know, counting and breaking down the syllables, but they feel a bit Migos triplet flowy at a lot of points. He just does it in his own, you know, his own kind of way with his own voice and everything. But yeah, I'll need to check that out and see if I can see the similarities there. When I want to go hate me. So let's see what we're going to get hopping on to our next couple tracks right here. Track number 9 is the Denzel skit. Again, I would assume Washington. And then that goes into track number 10, which is the only one I'd heard prior to this project, White Noise, which goes for a little bit more of a alt-rock type sound. It's basically the ADHD title track, the sequel to that. I didn't think it was particularly great, but let's see how it hits in the context of the album.
All right, you proved your point. But what else you got?
Yep, Denzel Washington.
Huh? What else you got? I can guarantee with every ounce of my being that there's a part of you that you haven't tapped into.
I'm happy we haven't taken it back to the therapy office with the skits.
We know the dark side. We've seen it. You've lived it. But where's the light? I know you got it in you. I'm not telling you.
Very different tone to the Kevin skit.
If it was me, I would have did it the exact same way. But please hear me and hear me good. For the sake of my ears from falling off my face, please switch it up for me. Come on now, Jay. I need that switch.
Wait, so he's telling him to switch the sound? Oh my god.
You've told your story, but what else you got to give?
Denzel Washington is responsible for this next song.
ADHD. You know what your ADHD is? All day he dreams.
Woo.
What are you dreaming?
You hear these bars right here? You know what your ADHD is? All day he dreams? Denzel with the bars. Then we go into White Noise.
If you're gonna check
thank
the
you,
lyrics
David.
from a Skepta, Joyner beef, these are the tracks in order. Friendly Fire, Nobody Cares, and Round 2.
Perfect. Thank you, David. Really appreciate the Streamlabs tip right there. And thank you for giving me the order because, like I said earlier on, after we finish the album, well, we will be checking out all those beef tracks between Joyner and Skepta. So, yeah, thank you for letting me know, man. And thank you for the tip as well.
I've been breaking the night, can't sleep. Rain tapping all on my windows, but them sounds make peace. Why do I love this white noise from my fucking AC? It'll distract me from the void and these things I can't see. Love, brain going on overdrive, and I might be going nuts. They don't understand my mind, but I don't think no one does. Feeling like my
Are these guys just to show off his connections because they had nothing to the album? Pretty much, yeah.
And now I'm diving right over deep, and what am I thinking? What is the reason? Laying in bed, I'm closing my eyes, I'm staying awake and stare at the ceiling. Scroll on my phone and look at TV and keeping myself from falling asleep. It's way too quiet, put in the fan and give me some noise to quiet the demons. My ADHD.
There's one point where the drums switch up, I swear, and it's a bit more rocky. Because so far it's been melodic rap, really.
Voices in my head, but it's my voice. Gotta drown it out with some white noise, yeah. Said it's way too late to hallucinate, it ain't my choice.
Oh, the album version is not like the video. Oh. What I heard before was the video version, yeah.
Breaking the night, can't sleep. Rain tapping all on my windows, but them sounds make peace. Why do I love this white noise?
I need to get this up. Hold on.
AC. It'll distract me from the void and these things I can't see. Yeah, some nights when I'm by myself, I start to daydream, trying to think of something else, hoping that could save me. Wanna get some therapy, maybe that'll change me. If you ever felt
I need to be real, I think the baby had a solid verse on the track. I'm interested to see how it turns out, Squawker.
Can't get in my vibe on a night like this, I just don't know what's happening.
Because the baby can have really good verses, in my opinion.
I get in my head and see some shit you probably won't imagine.
Oh wait, it does kind of sound like Rockstar by the baby, this one. Louder now.
My thoughts too loud, hope the speakers drown it out. Brain going 1,000 miles a minute, I ain't stopping now. Way too late and I can't think straight, it ain't my choice. Voices in my head, but it's my voice. Gotta drown it out with some white noise, yeah. Said it's way too late to hallucinate, it ain't my choice. Try to block it out, but it's my voice. Gotta drown it out with some white noise, yeah. Said it's way too late and I can't think straight, it ain't
So it's not bad, it's just a very okay track to me.
Gotta drown it out with some white noise, yeah.
Now, keep in mind those drums though, because I think there is a difference between that and the YouTube video version. Let me check this out. Because this is the one I heard previously, the YouTube video. Yeah, like the drums are completely different. Hold on.
Going on overdrive, and I might be going nuts. They don't understand my mind, but I don't think no one does. Feeling like my ankles tied, my legs is going numb. I've been down a million.
Now that confuses me a little bit, because we just had Denzel Washington saying on the previous skit, you know, switch it up, Joyner. Let's hear something a little different. But for some reason on the album version of White Noise, they've just put your typical, like, melodic trap drums in there. Which is very similar to the drums that we've got throughout the rest of the project. So rather than actually having the drums switch up, they changed them to be something a lot more typical and, you know, just made it like a melodic rap track rather than something that had a little bit of a, you know, slight rock vibe to it, which is what the music video version has, because this is different.
Louder now, my thoughts too loud. Hope the speakers drown it out. Brain going 1,000 miles a minute. I ain't stopping now. Way too late and I can't think straight. It ain't my choice. Voices in my head, but it's my voice.
Kind of wish they stuck with that, because at least it was, you know, a little bit of a switch up rather than switching to the standard drums we got on this track, which was
my thoughts too change me. If you ever felt like me, maybe I ain't crazy. And I wanna drive it up off this clip when I just get so distracted. Can't get in my vibe, but voices in my head, but it's my voice. Gotta drown it out.
They just don't have the same kind of impact as the original music video drums. That's a strange decision. I'm not sure why they did that. Interesting. So now that I've heard the two versions, I'd honestly probably say I think I prefer the music video version personally, with those you know, more like rock style drums on there. I think that worked a little bit better. It felt like something slightly different. YouTube drum pattern sounds way better. The album version pattern is so typical and done to death. Yeah, that's fair, Sam. I pretty much agree. It's a shame they switched it up like that for seemingly no reason, you know? Denzel told you to switch it up, man. Are you going to deny his request? Thank you for the another super chat here as well, Cam. Thank you very much. Smashing the top of the YouTube leaderboard right now with 1,350 XP. What does XP mean on YouTube live chats? Unfortunately, they have nothing you can do with it yet, but they should probably add something you can use the XP for. This song is appropriately named. I'm falling asleep. It sounds like you're having a blast with this one, Cam. Amazing stuff right here. So, let's see what we're going to get. Hold on. Can you react to White Boys, Tom McDonald's new song too? He's made a sequel. Is this a White Boys sequel? Obviously, I won't check it out right now while we're doing the old, you know, Joyner album reaction. But is that actually what his newest song is? Oh, White Boy Shit, it's called. The video is in 8K? Fucking how? Does YouTube support 8K? It says below it. It's got like a little 8K button. Crazy. That's insane. Well, let's see what we're going to get hopping on to our next one right here. Wish they didn't change the drums on White Noise. I think the song is like very okay. But, you know, now I kind of appreciate the rock drum aspect, and I feel like it, you know, changes things up a little bit. You know, if this album is going to be scattered, a little bit varied, a little bit of versatility, if you want to call it that, then I think it would be a good touch to keep that in there. So let's see what we're going to get on track number 11. This one is called Butterfly Effect. Album cover, butterfly. Let's go. Maybe a story one. Sounds like it could be title wise, but we'll see if it is, you know, lyrically.
If I could travel back into time, I'd probably go sit in my spaceship. The colorful lights on the inside to brighten my frowning faces. Got the radio loud when it's sitting dry, 'cause I ain't trying to hate frustrations. I'm floating on clouds in the sky. What an imagination. I crank the engine up and take a trip to see stars. Sit on top of the moon.
Okay, also this one makes me think, why were the drums not the same on White Noise? Because we're going again in a little bit more of a, you know, guitar focused direction. I'm assuming the drums on this one are going to be a bit more rock style. So why did we switch them to trap drums?
Take me back to when I had no pain or general scars. Remember when I was a young and wasn't stressing at all.
Tom McDonald is live on YouTube right now. Yep, a real goat is live. All right.
Way before you met me, were no problems I could solve. Swear that I would trade it all. I go back in time. I'll fly to another dimension to make this right. Kill all this mental tension that makes me fight. It's the only way I know I'ma be.
Where is the MGK feature?
If the butterfly effect only made this right. Roll the window down when I'm up high.
Okay, this still has more rap style drums here still.
I'd rather sit alone in the silence. Reclining my seat when I get tired. Light something up when I'm vibing. Floating on clouds in the sky. Fall asleep under the horizon. I crank the engine up and take a trip to see stars. Sit on top of the moon, build a mansion on Mars. Take me back to when I
aren't MGK and Joyner beefing? Are they? I didn't even know.
I would change the pieces to the puzzle with your heart. If I could do it over, take it back to what it was. Back before we ever made mistakes from a start. If I could only trade it all, I'll go back in time. I'll fly to another dimension to make this right.
Don't hate the hook, the vocal layers are decent there.
It's the only way I know I'ma be alright tonight. If the butterfly effect only made this right. I used to sit inside my room on the floor, trying to build a fort and use
we got a more straight up rap verse here.
Cardboard boxes, drawing pictures on the board. At the times I felt rich, even though we was really poor. Imaginary friends, niggas thought that I was nuts, but I was only 10 and everyone was out of touch. I dream about the Benz every time I caught the bus. I used to watch the other kids, and now them kids are watching us. But sometimes I feel like a butterfly with broken wings, 'cause even if it's still flying, they don't float the same. I often think about the past way before the fame, and how I used to cope with pain and why a nigga overcame. It's weighing heavy on my skull. I wish I knew the pressure was so heavy for my soul. If I could do it over, I'd trade everything I own, take back everything I know. If I could only trade it all, I go back in time.
Decent little rap verse there. Still not sure how I feel about Pop Joyner.
kill all this man.
You know, if we're talking about Eminem-inspired rappers, Joyner is the most inoffensive. Tom McDonald, on the other hand, yeah, Tom is like significantly worse. Not even in the same category of Eminem-inspired, if you ask me.
I'll fly to another dimension to make this right, this right. I kill all this mental tension that makes me fight, fight. It's the only way I know I'ma be alright tonight, tonight. If the butterfly effect only made this right.
Yeah, this one was another, like, it's alright, I guess. It's not sure how I feel about this sound for Joyner. Kind of, you know, switching it up. We had a little bit more of an acoustic-y sound here, but the thing is, the switch-ups that this album is taking, it's making sort of like the most generic tracks with these sounds, you know? Like, this is some of my issue with when Joyner tries out like more poppy sounds, is that it doesn't really feel like he's injecting a lot of himself into it. Like, we got a straight up rap verse on this one, of course, but it just feels like him making these songs in a very typical way, and it makes the tracks not feel super unique to him. It's just kind of throwing around different styles and doing them in a very standard way. You know, the hook here was fine, by the way. Like, I thought the chorus was all right. It had a decent sound to it, nice little layers on the vocals, but there's just nothing that really pops about it to say, oh yeah, this is like a Joyner track. It's a slightly different sound, but this is Joyner, you know? It doesn't really feel like it has those defining attributes. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Song is catchy, but I don't know if I would listen to it like casually, you know what I'm saying? That's fair, yeah. I mean, the hook does have a little bit of catchiness to it, so at least it's got that going for it. But yeah, not too great. Kazi is saying here, I feel like there's nothing that really distinguishes him. Like, what is his thing besides fast multi-syllable raps? His music is kind of tame. I mean, earlier on, what I really enjoyed about his music was like the narrative storytelling tracks. I thought those were really cool, and the way that his music videos went along with them. I believe for those songs, he said earlier on, what he actually did was he came up with the idea for the music videos first, and then sort of built the songs around that. So that's how you got stuff like Rosca Piccioni, I'm Sorry, those style of tracks, even stuff like Keep It 100, I would assume. And I always found those quite interesting, because I feel like that was kind of his specialty earlier on, and we don't really have a lot of that present on this album. It is mostly just like a variation of sounds, really. I just wish some of them were a bit more
I don't know if you
exciting.
do reactions to soundtrack albums, but Eminem is releasing a soundtrack album to his Stans movie with new
Yeah,
music
the
in it.
Stans movie, I've heard stuff
I
about
was
this.
wondering if you're going to react to it.
New music in it? Probably will. Check it out, David. Thank you once again for the Streamlabs tip. Yeah, there's something about Eminem Stans movie. I've like just heard about it, but I don't actually have too much info on what it is. But yeah, there's going to be a soundtrack for it dropping pretty soon, I think. Movies in theaters August 7th. Interesting. I don't exactly know what it is, but curious to see how that turns out. But yeah, the soundtrack, I'd definitely be interested to check it out. Depending on how much new music is on there, you know, I think that'll really be the decider for me, David, is just how much new stuff we get. 9 Mile, let's go. We need mixtape Joyner back. Yeah, I mean, I still, like, you know, a lot of this reaction has been, you know, not particularly enthusiastic about the music, but make no mistake about it, I still enjoy 508, 507, 2209. I would still say that's a great album, and I don't think it should be discounted just because the modern stuff maybe isn't quite on that level. Even his Along Came Joyner project, I think, is still pretty cool. Hey, thank you, Shika. I'll check that list out shortly. We'll just move through some more of the tracks a little bit as we're going along here. Thank you very much. So, oh, I accidentally closed my Twitch tab. Let me open that back up. Got to see how things are going, monitor it all. Oh, so it's like a documentary, this Stan's movie, about Fan's experience with his music, from what I heard. Interesting. I'm curious to see how it turns out. So let's see how it's going to go. Hopping on to the next track right here, track number 12, Anxiety Wins, featuring Black Bear. Okay, maybe this will be another one sort of in the, you know, MGK, a little bit of pop punk styling here. The main feature, I've heard some Black Bear songs, but the main thing I know him from, honestly, is, what is it? My Ex's Best Friend by MGK, which, bit of a guilty pleasure song for me, all right, you know? MGK, I can kind of accept doing the slightly, you know, corny pop punk sound. It works for him for some reason. Well, let's see what we get on Anxiety Wins.
Don't wanna go outside, I wanna go back to bed and let anxiety win. Don't wanna let you down, don't wanna let you in, I let anxiety win.
All of my friends is too cold, they wanna hang out but I don't wanna be bothered, I know, but I hate being alone. Tell me what's happening with my soul, I try to get past it, but I won't. You think that I'm crazy, but who knows, I might be, maybe. Take a walk on my shoes and you might see life in a way that you never seen it. If you feel like I do, then you might blink twice and you realize you were never dreaming. Only thing that I do is blame myself every time I feel defeated. But I know I got a million reasons, shit is getting kinda real this evening. I can't keep my head down, maybe I need to pray, cause I'm in sleeping days, I gotta get out of this evil place. Or maybe I need to stay, stare at the mirror, the truth is I hate my reflection, cause all I can see is shame. Cause somebody, anybody please relate, do you feel the same? Like, I think my tension is building, my stress is a killer, my head to the ceiling, the pressure is feeling, expression and healing, deflecting, and still I'm expecting to feel I'm connected, but really I'm stressing.
I mean, it's a different flow for Joyner on this part. Interesting.
I think that I'm close to win, anxiety taking control again.
Don't wanna go outside, I wanna go back to bed and let anxiety win. Don't wanna let you down, don't wanna let you in, I let anxiety win. I'm just out here trying to exist, I let anxiety win. Don't wanna go outside, I wanna go back to bed and let anxiety win.
Sometimes feeling depressed, sometimes I'm crying and that's just weird. Sometimes feeling alive, sometimes I don't think that I'm happy here. Fuck it, I roll this blunt, somebody gon' bring me a pack of beer. Cause when I'm feeling fucked up, it's the only time my problems disappear. Who am I, who am I? Can't no one tell me nothing, oh my god, oh my god. Look at
it feels a little bit like the, it's tricky because tracks like this I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of, where they're just like vaguely about mental health problems as a concept. Like it's not diving too much into like Joyner's like specific personal experiences with anxiety. I feel like it's more supposed to be a very general track that, you know, maybe, you know, people with it can just like relate to, but that I feel like it's because it's so generic in that what it talks about, and it just doesn't really feel personal to Joyner. I feel like there's a lot of tracks about this where it just talks about these like mental health problems as a concept and kind of lists off some symptoms, but doesn't really kind of go into detail about it, you know, and it doesn't feel super personal. It just feels a little bit generic in the way that it covers the topic, and I feel like that's a shame because there's so many things you could dive into with it.
Trusting all of my fears, or really assumptions. What am I scared of? Really it's nothing. Maybe I'm bugging, maybe I need to pray. Cause I'm in sleeping days, I gotta get out of this evil place. Or maybe I need to stay, stare at the mirror, the truth is I hate my reflection, cause all I can see is shame. Cause somebody, anybody please relate, do you feel the same? Like, I think my tension is building, my stress is a killer, my head to the ceiling, the pressure is feeling, expression and healing, deflecting, and still I'm expecting to feel I'm connected, but really I'm stressing. Now how you expect me to deal with these walls when they keep on closing in? As soon as I think that I'm close to win, anxiety taking control again.
Don't wanna go outside, I wanna go back to bed and let anxiety win. Don't wanna let you down, don't wanna let you in, I let anxiety win. I'm just out here trying to exist, I let anxiety.
There is a point to that spontaneity where it's kind of like the more loose something is, like lyrically, the more loosely personal it is, it can like relate to more people. Is I guess it's more personal preference. I just like it when they dive into, you know, their own experience and put more of themselves into it. Oh my god, the next one has Ty Dolla $ign. I likes to get my days up while I'm getting high. This right here, yeah, not too crazy about this. Again, the poppy tracks do feel just a little bit outdated, which again might not be an issue for some people. For me, it's just, I don't know, it feels like this ADHD 2 album, it still feels from around the same era that the first ADHD came out, which was, what was it, 7 years ago? 5 years ago, 2020. It tripped me up when Kevin Hart, I think he said on his skit it came out 7 years ago, but it was 5. It was 5 years ago. They still feel like they're kind of from that era. But that's not even necessarily my biggest issue. I just don't feel like the sound of these tracks is all that great. Again, we got a bit of a cleaner, poppier sound to this one, which I guess is just the theme of the ADHD projects at this point. They're more going for more radio friendly sounds, I guess, and going for more mainstream sounds. But I'm just not sure about the execution of it on Joyner's part. And then again, like I said, for me personally, I'm not a big fan of these tracks where it's just like very vaguely about things like anxiety and just kind of covers very general points about them, because, you know, it almost feels like it's made from a list. Like, we have to mention these things in this order, you know? Oh, we got a super chat from Chris W there, but then the message was retracted. I mean, I appreciate the super chat, but the message has disappeared. Also, the super chat is not showing up here. IMO, if you have something interesting to say, being nondescript can work. I mean, there's definitely a lot of different nuances and all that kind of stuff to it, Schmirkle, for sure. I just think with the way that this track pulled it off, I felt like it was, you know, not very interesting topically with the direction that it went in. Thank you for that super chat there, Chris W. Penance by Scarlord is much better. Is that a new thing from him? I saw recently a video popped into my recommended feed where it was Scarlord doing some streams, and he was like doing a tier list of his own albums, which I think was pretty cool because you got to see, you know, his perspective on his own stuff and how he would rate his own stuff, and, you know, gave a little bit of insight on it. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, shout out to him on the streaming ting. So let's see what we're going to get. Hopping on to our next one that we got right here. Next one we got is the one with Ty Dolla $ign, track number 13, New Sofas. Let's go. And then after that, man, we have Therapy Checkup Skit. I'm really happy that for the most part we haven't came back to the therapy intro skit, but we're about to get there, so we'll see what direction that takes it in. Joyner has not been on the rampage on this album, though. We haven't had his track, you know, going out and killing everything, which is probably for the better. Oh. Okay.
It's hot in this bitch. I need to turn the motherfucking AC on. ADHD
2. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I got motion. Can't fuck with my vibe, I'm coasting.
Very smooth beat, man.
To be frank, I don't even do oceans. Split waves like a nigga knew Moses. I need brains like I need new focus. And coach told me she don't wanna be saved. She wanna get trained like she need new coaches. I'm chosen. It's a light work. If the jewelry don't shine, hope the lights work. It's a light verse. If your hands can't bang, hope your knife work. Say you got big bling, what's your ice worth? Ain't no ice on my chain, it's an iceberg. Throw dirt on my name, then it might work. But if not, you might end up on a white shirt. Niggas tripping on lean, I ain't taking no sips. Fucking vacation, I ain't taking no trips. The shit was getting real, I was making those flips. It's me and myself, I ain't came with no click. Back outside when the water runs dry, you niggas get fried, I ain't making no fish. 2025, I'm breaking your dish. Taking
This has like a 23 on album of the year. Let me pause it for a second. I don't think I'm gonna rate this album particularly highly by the end, but there are certain rappers that I just don't trust the album of the year opinions on, because like, some of the reviews will definitely be valid, but I think it's also fair to admit the album of the year is very hate trainy with particular artists, and Joyner is one of them. Joyner is one of those artists that's never gonna get a positive rating from album of the year just because he's Joyner. And I'm saying this as someone that wouldn't rate this album positively anyway. It's not something I put a lot of stock into, because even if he put out something good, they just it's one of those things where, like, Joyner bad is just the mindset you have to have there, or else it's not valid. It's the same with artists like Lil Dicky. It's probably like several others. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but you know those rappers where it's like, oh, they're corny, so you're not supposed to like them. There's very much of that, like, groupthink going on there. Again, some of the negative reviews are completely valid, but there's also that element of groupthink to it.
Crazy ass niggas let the meat eyes know. Got a Glock named Ricky, let a Vita low. Blessed by the Lord and we got close. Even Jesus ride with me in a Diablo. You hating ass niggas, just some biatch hoes. Ever since I got rich, they say he got
I don't know about you, but I got motion. Can't fuck up my vibe, I'm rolling.
Woo.
For the first night, I'm ghosting. They ain't talking money,
This works as a more like mainstream type track.
These bitches gon' cry me oceans. Put your drinks in the sky, keep toasting. They ain't talking money, adios.
I don't know about you, but I got motion. Can't fuck up my vibe, I'm coasting. It's a big yacht, new sofas. To be frank, I don't even do oceans. Split waves like a nigga knew Moses. I need
Bible to Cam said for the last one, this would be better if it was DC that done. Hey, fair.
I don't know about you, but I got motion. Can't fuck up my vibe, I'm rolling. She don't for the first night, I'm ghosting. They ain't talking
Yeah, it almost didn't sound like Joyner at the second part of his verse there. Ty Dolla on his angelic shit here too. And a verse.
Same as the weave on a bit. Haven't got attention. These songs be hit or miss. I cannot talk, get kissed. She not my bitch. I done showed up on more sand in the beach. Told her go cry in your camera.
Oh man.
My bitches. Got in my witness. I'm minding my business. OJ and Hendrix. And she sipping the same thing. Matching Cartier plain chain. But we still not the same. I'm in the 500 driving the same. Tired of my bitches.
You can tell when Ty Dolla $ign cares about a track, because there are some features where he's phoned it in. This is not one of them.
But we still not the same. I could do 500 dropping the same.
Man, that was slick. The government mandated Ty Dolla feature is actually good, yeah. Hey, thank you, Henry. For some reason, oh, there we go.
Ice JJ Fish equals Rick Astley equals Nickelback equals I am Jace. But who's better?
There's so much to break down about that, Henry. Thank you for the tip right there at the Streamlabs. Let's interesting. Okay. Ice JJ Fish is equal to Rick Astley, is equal to Nickelback, is equal to I Am Jace. But who's better? Now listen, you know, there's some big I Am Jace fans around these parts. Probably some big Ice JJ Fish and Rick Astley fans too. But Nickelback are the GOATs. You can't beat Nickelback.
We the best music.
Been far away for far too long. I keep dreaming. Come on now. Can't beat Nickelback. But hey, this track right here was one of the peak songs to me. So bad equals good equals good equals mid. Oh, mid for I Am Jace. You know what? I Am Jace is terrible. Worst rapper of all time. Ruined my Grammy show. All right. This one right here, I'd write it down as a favorite, by the way. Never made it as a blind man. No Surface is a favorite for me. I loved the really smooth production, nice soulful sound to this one. And like I was saying, I think you can tell when Ty Dolla $ign cares about a feature or when he's literally just there for the money. Like, because there are some Ty Dolla $ign features that are so phoned in and half-assed, and he doesn't even sound that great on them. But this was the opposite end of that, where it felt like he either, one, really cared about this feature, or two, it was originally his song. It's one of those two, because he went for the nice angelic vocals on here. Love when he does that. He was super smooth on it. That, to me, is one of my favorites on the album. And Joyner, you know, even Joyner sounded a little different right here. Second half of the verse, he had a completely different vocal tone going. It was quite cool. I actually thought he was pretty sharp on here. Nice. Liked it. At least I'm still getting something from this. You know, there's still a couple tracks in here. I'd come back to them. I'd come back to them for sure. To be frank, I won't even do Oceans. Let's go. So let's see what we're going to get. Oh, no. We just had one of the best songs on the album, but it's a therapy skit up next. Brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Not as long as the first one, to be fair. This one is 1 minute and 36 seconds. So let's get into track number 14, the therapy checkup skit. We do have a Big Sean feature after, so hopefully that's a banger too. But let's see what we're getting on this therapy checkup skit first. Also, Sheikah, would you mind if I do your list at the end of the album? If you're still in here, take a look at it. We'll just get through the rest of the songs first, if that's all good. Appreciate it, Sheikah. Thank you.
Hey, hold on 1 second. I got a phone call. Hello?
Hey, I take it since I haven't seen anything on the news lately, you haven't used that gun I gave you. Don't tell me you're getting cold feet.
The genius annotation for this one is just, what in the ghost face is this? What is this scream-ass phone call?
Joyner, don't tell me all these years in therapy resulted in nothing. I thought you were a man now, Joyner.
I am a man.
No, you're not. I mean, I thought you were. But now you're proving me wrong.
I don't really get how this skit ties to ADHD. I'm not gonna lie.
Joyner, I'm getting the feeling you think I'm some type of joke, don't you?
I don't.
Yes, you do. Just say it. You think I'm some type of fucking game that you can play with? I'm your therapist. When I tell you to do something, you do it. It's been a few weeks, and you haven't killed anything yet. I'm giving you a few days.
What?
And if I don't turn on the news and see some blood, then maybe I have to show you how it's done. And maybe I'll start with your parents. Goodbye, Joyner.
What is the point of these skits? I'm baffled. Like, I don't really get what the theme, the message is supposed to be. And we don't even have time for this story to resolve, because that's the last skit on the album. That is our resolution. Unless there's a skit like tacked on to another one of these songs. The therapist did say here that he's gonna kill Joyner's parents, and the last track is called Mama, so maybe we'll get something there.
Also, are you going to do a stream for Tyler's new album?
Thank you, Henry.
And lastly, what's the better slasher movies?
Ooh,
A
good
Nightmare
question.
of Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Chucky, Child's Play, or Scream?
Nice. Tyler's album stream, absolutely. That will be dropping tomorrow, so you're getting 2 of these in a row, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me over on twitch.tv/CDTVProductions. We're going a nice streaming base over there. But yeah, doing a stream for Tyler's new album. Better slasher movie. Of all of those, my favorite is Nightmare on Elm Street. That's, if I was to rank them, honestly, probably Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Chucky/Child's Play, and then Friday the 13th. Like, Friday the 13th is iconic. It's got its iconic imagery, but I think the movies themselves are probably like, they're very much like, just throw them on, why not? Like, but I don't get like too into them, you know? Hey, thank you for the follow, Coniferu. Much appreciated. Favorite for me is Nightmare on Elm Street, though. That's like my favorite right there. I think if they bring it back, they should bring it back as a series. I mentioned this recently, but I think it would really work as one. So there's no skit autumn at the end. Like, that's our resolution to the story of this album. That's it. We just end it with Joyner's therapist saying, "Oh, Joyner, you haven't killed anything, so I'm gonna start off by killing your parents." Like, I really don't understand. Is this supposed to be a metaphor for something, or is this just like a literal story, half-baked story that's put into the album? Even the skits are unfocused. I don't know what it's going for. The Chucky movies are more consistently good than the other series, but I love Friday the 13th more. That's completely fair, Vin Pen. That's completely fair. Because like Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite like slasher franchise probably. It's either that or Halloween, but both of those franchises have like bad movies in there, but I still love them. I still do. Slashers, no one can do bad movies that are enjoyable to watch like slashers. So let's see what we're getting on to the next one. Track number 15, Active, featuring Big Seanathan. Let's see how this one goes. Hopefully it's a banger. Joyner and Big Sean, they seem like they could work well together. What is the metaphor though, Kid Lamar? I'm curious. Go what, sorry? Not the dinner with Jay-Z reference. You don't want to sit with the therapist, eh?
Ain't nothing worse than going through shit as a kid and you feel like you voiceless. Yeah, I swear that shit is annoying. You ain't gonna leave me no choices. Ain't no one knocking this boy at the pedestal. I do you dirty if I get the best of you, bitch. I'm a virus. That shit is infectable.
Got like an anthemic sounding part here.
Ain't no big three if we being respectable. Too many legends to leave out the spectacle. Fuck it, top 5 when that shit is objectable. I'm about to stick up this bitch like the renters do. That's what that pressure do. Nobody better move. That's not acceptable. I'm not accessible. I read the room when it's not even legible. I'm on the road.
Sean coming through with that Sean flow.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm going Shakari and Hosey. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. Trusted or hate, I'm susceptible. Came after him and I'm stacking these M's. Yeah, I'm stacking them like they collectibles. Wait, hello? If you answer the phone for that nigga that said what he said, ho, just know that I'm dead to you. I'm taking chances, it's federal. I know he thinking he got away, trust is gonna hit him later like an edible. Don't worry about what I'm doing, just know that I'm doing that rich nigga, real nigga shit that you
Yeah, he needs to make a deluxe just to explain this, and the deluxe should just be skits. Add 4 more, explain the story.
Except for the money, it's all ADD. Out in DC, so like ACDC. My girl in there, why keep on calling me? God, she forever believing me. How can they even be crazy to think they can ever compete?
Sean loves doing his squeaky voices right now at the end of bars. He did it on Wayne's album too. So his Beats Alicia Keys bar. Interesting hook. Yeah, you're probably right, Vin Pen. Friday the 13th probably has the most shit movies out of them. I haven't seen a lot of the worst ones though, I've just heard about them. Ooh.
I'm active with it when the lights go down, the sun come up, your life so down, the medicine turned me to a cycle now. I'm hearing them screams, I like those sounds. I've been an underdog, I don't like your crown. And niggas treat me like my life don't count. I hate weird niggas, I don't like those crowds. But don't judge me, I don't like Joe Brown. Turn your life around, I keep to myself with a knife around. On Halloween night when the lights go wild, I'm feeling like I'm living in Michael's house.
Not a nice Michael Myers reference there.
Hitting these streets, got a pipe post down. A long dick nigga and it's quite profound.
He knew we were talking about slashers.
I'm activated like Jerry Curl, all in the head like I'm going off that Henny girl. I'm way too picky to cuddle with every girl. I need a wifey, but she can't be any girl. No, I don't argue with bitches who petty and pissing me off like you live in R. Kelly world. Ain't nothing funny, do I look like SNL? This shit get really real. You know the block is watching, I've been hustling all week, now the cops is knocking. I get lit in the street, but the ops is jogging, nigga. I'm not a beast, I'ma lock this monster. Who the fuck got the keys to unlock this monster? I'ma turn all your dreads into roster pasta, make a fuck nigga red like a pot of lobster. Where I'm from, even kids got the block of shit get active.
Pushing Joyner to do violent things, suggesting his ADHD makes him a natural at things. But like, what does that mean, you know? Like, I also feel like it really makes no sense within the... Like, why would his ADHD make him a killer? I don't understand. I don't think that makes much sense to me. Active was a solid track, you know, decent little banger with Big Sean. Big Sean had a nice verse on here. Track was slapping a little bit more. Honestly, you know, some of the tracks that go in the more standard rap direction, standard rap bangers, are working relatively nicely. I think Active was quite nice. The hook was kind of weird with the, you know, Big Sean just repeatedly saying Active right in my ear, but, you know, still kind of worked. I'm not too mad at that one. Active, active, active. Killer metaphorically is a double meaning, but like, even if he's talking about it from the perspective of like, you know, killing it in the rap game or something like that, or like killing these tracks, Joyner's refusing to do it. So even then it doesn't make sense because the album is happening. Like, we're getting the songs, you know? I just think it makes no sense, really. Kill the beat, right, but Joyner's refusing to do it. And then the therapist says he's going to kill his parents. So what does that mean in the context of that metaphor? Like it just doesn't make sense. Maybe it's an inside joke. Hey, maybe. Regardless, you know, I think that's it. The skits are a small part of the album. I just think there was, you know, no thought put into it personally. That track was solid though. I enjoyed that one. I don't hate this album. I don't think this album is that bad, you know? Outside of the skits, it's like it's fine. It's not great either, but I don't think it's terrible. I will say that. Active. So with that being said, ladies and jellyfish, let's see what we're going to get hopping on to the next one right here. How is this going to turn out? Track number 16, Time is Money, featuring J Balvin, Fireboy DML, and DaBaby. No idea how this one is going to go, but we shall see.
Yeah, I'm back in this bitch with the Mac on my hip at your crib, but I might go inside of it. Might pull up at the club, all the bitches light up, they be thinking that Michael's alive again. Love when niggas me mug when they see me hop out.
It is a crazy collab, isn't it, Sheikah?
When I hate it, get mad, I ain't feeling no way. I be taking that shit as a compliment. I can glide in this hole, but I slide in it. She gon' ride in this pole and she popping it. When that bag on the line and I'm stopping it. You know money is time and she clocking it. I done turn out this hoe and then made her my free. She gon' take all this D that she tired of it. She ain't usually a hoe, but she hoeing for me. Let her get on her knees and she proud of it.
Made her get on her knees and she proud of that. Took her, gave her the D and I brought her back. These niggas can't fuck with me if I started back. Over fans overseas want my autograph. Yeah, how it come out with ease, how he thought of that. I went home, got some sleep when I caught a hat. He wanna be more like me, gon' be hard to match. Get a gun and some heart, that's the starter pack. These other niggas can't see me, no cataracts. Hopping out the backseat of a Cadillac. Bulletproof trucks, they can't sneak me, I'm on to that. Michael Draco right now with the shoulder strap. Yeah, I done had it before, I don't want her back. No, I can't fuck with no lame hoe, I love a freak. Put my dick on the table, she love to eat. Now that bitch is a gangster because of me. So please don't judge to me, please don't judge to me.
Okay, nice DaBaby verse. This is Fireboy DML on the chorus. I've always liked DaBaby's delivery and flows when he's straight up rapping like that. I think he can sound pretty energetic. Okay, Fireboy DML is like Afrobeat / R&B. Okay. And there's J Balvin.
Rara la vez que yo falle, yo nunca fallo y ando con rayo. Esto sale natural, no lo ensayo. Yo soy lo más cabrón que
Hey, appreciate you, Esso. Appreciate everybody joining me here in the stream today. Love doing these new album reaction streams. It's a blast. J Balvin chopping it up. Hold up.
I need a hoe that's a freak on the low, but he thinks she an angel. Need a bitch who gon' shut the fuck up and do what I say and say please and thank you. When you make it up door, everybody can
Doesn't
go
sound
to the
like a
place,
very
some money
even
can
relationship,
take you.
Joyner.
My bitch, if she loyal, we locked in forever, no hoe gonna fucking replace you. She know I'ma just hold that shit down like I hold down the street. Bitch, I'm a dog, but I don't got no leash. Deep in that hoe, it's a whole lot of reach. You get high from this dick, it ain't know how to seek. I bring the drama, don't know about no peace. Think I need God, but I don't got no priest. Open the legs and I know how to feast, and I eat that bitch out like a bone appetit.
Please don't chat to me, please don't chat to me. If you know God and you are no stronger, we know bitches, then talk to me respectfully.
Last song got Chris Brown. Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of Joyner's close collaborators.
So please don't chat to me, please don't chat to me. If you know God and you are no stronger, we know bitches, then talk to me respectfully. Shawty come dance for me, shawty come dance for me. Give me that one time, girl, you so fine, but please don't waste my time and energy.
Not gonna lie, I thought this would be way more ass than it is. The song's fine. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of tracks where my reaction has pretty much been it's fine, which you know, is not the most mind-blowing thoughts, you know, not the most mind-blowing album for me, but yeah, honestly, turned out all right. Turned out all right for what it was. Joyner just does nothing for me in terms of writing. I'm a dog, but I don't got a leash. I'm gonna eat her like Bon Appetit. Come on, yo. Yeah, but I think that's very much like the ADHD style of writing in particular for these albums isn't the most interesting. I've enjoyed some of the bangers here, but I don't think Joyner's writing on the bangers is the most interesting thing. It is pretty typical, to be honest. It's not really where his writing shines through. But I thought this one was all right, you know, solid enough. Like the baby on it, very short verse from him, but, you know, pretty solid. He came through with that energy that he tends to do. Fireboy DML hook was decent enough. J Balvin was pretty cool on the track. He chopped it up a little bit. I could have fun with that one. Not too mad at that. Also, in relation to the last track that features Chris Brown, there is a theory. I saw someone post this on Twitter. Let me double check this. Apparently, they found out the hook that Chris Brown does. It's Rap Talk V2 on Twitter. Let's see here. Gonna have to scroll back. They have a lot of tweets. They posted something here about how Chris Brown's hook on the last track of the album. Oh, where is it? I swear it was here before. They posted something about how that track had the exact same lyrics as somebody else on Spotify who had like 13 monthly listeners, which is like, you know, you'd probably be thinking, oh, well, how the hell is someone with 13 monthly listeners influencing a Chris Brown hook? But like it was word for word the same, which I thought was quite strange. But I can't find the tweet anymore. So maybe it was based on not factual information. I don't know what's going on here. I can't find the tweet anymore. The guy who made the song made a video on TikTok. Oh, what did he say, Grimio? Well, let's see what we're going to get right here on the next one that we got. All right, next track is track number 17, longest one on the album. 5 minutes, second last song, penultimate track on the album, Listen to My Demo. Now I'm wondering, is this literally going to be Joyner's demo track, or is it going to be like just a reference to it? I guess we'll find out. Let's see how it goes. He did not steal it, it was on the beat. So, interesting. The court, and then it was done. Oh, okay, sorry. So the thing about the hook, it was all decoded. The hook came with the instrumental from the guy who made it, so Joyner owns it 100%. Okay, so it was like a beat he bought that had the hook on it, and then they just had Chris Brown redo the hook. So it's not a case of stealing, it's just a redone hook. In that case, that's significantly better. I could see why the tweet was deleted. Thank you for providing me with the info on that.
I'm standing outside in the rain, passing out demo tapes, trying to get a name. I was like 11 back then with the braids.
Okay.
It was 1999, I was trying to catch a wave. I heard Jay-Z was in town, about to hit the Summer Jam stage, and I gotta see his face. If I give him a demo, then I wonder what he'll say. Maybe he'll sign me and I'll finally get a break. So now he on stage, and everybody's singing all the words to his shit, and I'm amazed. I'm holding up my demo with a sign saying, please, I just need a couple minutes of your time, Mr. J, could you? But that ain't gonna work. Fuck it though, I know there's gotta be another way. Snuck past security and made it backstage. Demo in my hand, hoping he gon' press play when he see me. But when the show is all over, I was trying to walk fast. Catch him when he leaves, hoping we can cross paths. But he ain't seen me.
Okay, we actually got some storytelling on this one.
Then the security approached me, he was wearing all black. I passed him my CD with my house number on it, saying if you listen to it, could you please call back, please? Please listen to my demo.
Okay.
Please listen to my
It's
demo.
literally about him, you know, back in the
Please
day,
listen to my demo.
trying to get his demo out to
Please
other
listen to my
artists.
demo.
Get a little bit of
Listen to my
recognition.
demo.
Try and get a start going.
Please listen to my demo. Please listen to my demo. Please. It's 2001. I'm 13 now, but I'm better than I was.
Absolutely,
Rapping
Drew.
in
I'm
my
excited
class
for the
when I should
Tyler
be
album.
doing work, but I'm thinking about this beat I was hearing on the bus. I heard Dre and Snoop Dogg was in town. Up at Smoke Tour, Eminem coming out. You should have seen the way my eyes popped out. You'd have thought the heavens opened up and God popped out. I wish that I could vibe with him. If I give him a demo, maybe I could ride with him.
This is the
Maybe I'ma
lowest
listen
rated
if I
song
get
on
some
Album of
time
the
with him.
Year.
Maybe Dre's looking for
I'm
a kid that can
surprised.
sign with
This
him.
is
I don't
one
know.
of the ones that actually has
All I
interesting
know is
writing
that
so
I
far
gotta
to
go.
me.
Hopefully it all pans out. Trying to get tickets so I get the plan down. If I get front row, then I probably stand out. Then my pops came home with 2 VIP passes and clutch. And at that very moment, I was happy as fuck. So I started getting dressed all fast in a rush. Demo in my hand had a rich man glow. He walked in my room and said, kids can't go. Damn. And so he brought his girl with him, man. I can't believe I let another big chance go. Damn. Please listen to my demo. Please
I mean, maybe
listen to my
people don't
demo.
find the sound of it too exciting because the
listen to my
beat is
demo.
very toned down.
Please
Joyner's
listen to my-
voice is very toned down. But I
Please
like
listen
it
to
from a
my
writing
demo.
perspective, and it kind of paints this
listen to my
picture of him
demo.
just trying to get his music
Please
out there
listen to my
and
demo.
trying to get a start, you know?
Please. A lot of years went by. I'm 25 now when the tears went dry.
I like it.
2015 and I still got a dream, but reality is looking kind of real this time. I'm in the booth with the grunge on my face, trying to make a demo with no funds in the bank. I don't wanna quit before I make it out the bricks, and my girl told me that we got a son on the way. What the fuck? Yeah. I gotta push the go button, I ain't got a bit of time. Cause it ain't about me no more, I gotta just provide. If I don't make it when he born, then I gotta get a job. I hit the ground running with a plan. Make a mixtape and build something with the fans. If I don't do it now, then I never get a chance. Got a certain way of thinking some will never understand. So now I'm sitting on the block, vibing out, bumping instrumentals in the drop. Writing every day like my pen don't wanna stop. And my baby mom packaging my demos in a box. I was pulling up the schools in a rental. CD in my hand, put my arm out the window. Nobody took it and I didn't get the memo. And all I kept saying was, please listen to my demo. 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 Listen to my demo. Please listen to my demo.
Bro really wants
Please
people to listen to that demo.
Please. It's 2025, it's some change.
Oh God, it
finally
does
made
feel a
it
bit
to a
Joker.
household name. Moved my whole family out the hood with a change.
It can be, David, for sure. I'll get back to you that on a little bit after the track here.
Plaques now, couple hit singles and I'm back to back now. Couple big cribs in my head.
Thank you for the
pass
tip,
down.
David.
When I put my demos out, I don't have to ask now if you can listen. I'm saying what I want. All your favorite rappers keep saying I'm the one. And if I died now, then I'm grateful what I've done. Cause a lot of niggas never really made it where I'm from. I'm on tour and they waiting in the front. Camping outside while they baking in the sun. Pull up in your city and they waving to the bus. Got my songs on the speaker and they singing every one. And so I hit the stage. It's the same book, just a different page. Crowd going crazy, but I noticed one kid staring at me with a glow like he was in the daze. I'm looking at him in the crowd, I can see his face. And he looking back at me and I wonder what he thinking. It remind me of how I used to look at Jay when all I wanted was someone to give my shit a play.
Nice, coming full circle.
And when the show was all over, they was trying to get me back in the
They're
cut.
gonna try and give him the
Security
demo,
was
right?
walking all faster than us, trying to get me out the building, get me back to the bus. Standing by the bus was a kid that I seen from the crowd, nigga, how coincidental. Handed me a CD with his number on the pillow. Looked at me and said, please listen to my demo.
I really like that. I really like that because what that I think again the low key sound of it and the low key delivery might not be for everyone, and I think Drew kind of had a point when he said it sounds very much, you know, Jack Harlow-esque in its production, the delivery. I could see it. And, you know, usually I don't like super toned down Jack Harlow tracks that much. But this one, I actually enjoyed it. I really like this one. I like the writing on it. You know, we get to see this picture of Joyner as a struggling artist, someone that was just trying to get his name out there, and he paints that picture in the first 3 verses. Thank you for the follow. I'm just me too. Much appreciated. And I just really like the way that picture was painted. I think this is one of the ones that had more personal writing, which is really what I've been asking for. I've been wanting stuff that's more specific to Joyner's story, and here we really get it. You know, the first verse was talking about him going to see Jay-Z perform, and he was like so enamored with the performance, and he wanted to be up on that stage doing what Jay was doing, tried to get his demo to him, and we just go through these like years of his life where he's really not able to get something going. He's desperate to get his music out there. Then fast forward to the last verse, he's finally successful doing his own shows. He's, you know, blown up. He's able to make a living off his music. And it's kind of like a full circle moment where the tables are turned, because now Joyner is the one performing. There's this kid in the crowd that's watching him, and this kid in the crowd is, you know, a rapper himself, kind of looking at Joyner the same way Joyner used to look at Jay-Z, and that kid is trying to hand his demo to Joyner. So it's like come full circle. I like that. I like that really circular writing and how it came back to where it started with Joyner instead being in that position. Yeah, I see a bit of the debate going on in the Twitch chat here. I think the easiest way to sum this up is like everybody has different opinions, and our opinions are influenced by so many different factors that some of us are going to have takes that other people think is crazy, but like we can agree to disagree on that. It doesn't have to be a big debate, you know? Some people like different things more than other things, and that's just how it is. I think sometimes you know, we can what's the word? Undervalue how many different things affect opinions and how big the spectrum of opinions is, you know? But yeah, I like this one. I thought this was a cool track. There we go. This is the spectrum of opinions right here as well, because some people won't like that song. Some people will find that one boring. And, you know, I respect what other people think on this one. For me, this track was actually good, really good, and I really enjoyed the writing aspect of it. And I think it was really cool how it came around in the end. So, yeah, I'm going to put that down as a favorite for me. But please listen to my demo. I enjoyed this one. So yeah, David was sending me a tip message right there, David KP, and David is saying right here, oh my god, Streamlabs is loading so slow, but what's new? People may disagree, but I think Album of the Year is a joke. The website, of course, the review website. There's stuff that I definitely like don't like about it so much. Like I have no issue, sorry. I have no issue with differing opinions if they feel genuine, but like I was saying, there is some stuff on there that very much seems to be a little bit hate brigade-y, review bombing, etc., etc. I'm not a big fan of that personally, but it is also my favorite website to use to write up my own reviews, because I just like the user interface. I like the way it looks. But yeah, there is definitely some stuff that's a little bit, you know, brigade-y on there. Please listen to my demo. So, with that being said, we got our last track up next, man. Track number 18. Final one on the album. And keep in mind that after the album, we will be listening to the Joyner Lucas and Skepta diss tracks, the back and forth. So we will be doing a little extra after this. I'm also going to show you guys the Eminem and Joyner Lucas What If I Was Gay track, because that is a real one that existed. There's a few different versions of it, but I'll see what I can find. Track number 18, Mama, Joyner Lucas, Chris Brown. Yeah, let's go.
Listen to my demo.
Please CD to my TV. Let's go. Bringing back the guitars on this one.
Hey mama, are you proud of me? Did I grow up to be everything you thought I'd be?
Well.
And hey mama, I know it was hard.
You want the honest answer, sir?
But you gave me more than I could ever repay you for. I love you, mama.
Yeah, there was going to be a Joyner Lucas and Chris Brown collab album like years ago. They released a couple singles that I enjoyed.
My mama had smoke, young and misunderstood.
My mama had
The times
smoke.
I hated the most. Hard to put on a smile when my generation was broke and the baby's raising a child. A Section 8 the result. Slaving, working all day for that minimum wage in the small. Daddy ain't had no money, no occupation at all. ADHD all in me, I'm bouncing off of the walls. My mama ain't had no patience and my frustration evolved. Acting up in the class, my teachers think I'm psychotic. I just wanted attention for times that I never got it. Adding to all the stress and I learned some lessons about it. But I just needed affection cause I was reckless without it. Thankful for what you gave to me even if you ain't got it. Sacrifices you made for me, I knew nothing about it. Told you one day I'll make it and then I made you a promise. If I made you anything, then I hope I made you the proudest. For real. Hey mama, oh mama, are you
Oh no, not that clap.
Did I grow up to be everything you thought I'd be? And hey mama,
What have we got going on here, man? Joyner, you don't have time to rap about your mama. Your therapist is on his way to kill her right now. Go save her instead. Yeah. I was mostly fine with the track until that anthemic clapping thing. I don't like
sitting in
that.
my bedroom plotting how to get us rich. And I was only 9, them cockroaches was a bitch. Shit, we gonna be fine. Step
Damn.
pops is making flips. Working full time, he taught me how to raise some kids. Even if they wasn't mine. Living with my sisters and we stuck together. So the times I felt alone, they helped make my depression better. Some days my mama almost broke down, but I couldn't let her. The older that I got, the more I understood her better. And she the realest one around, I got a real homie. Mama always held me down when Papa done bailed on me. We ain't always see eye to eye, but she'll kill for me. Send a nigga to the sky and then go to jail for me. Love what you gave to me even when you ain't got it. Sacrifices you made for me, I knew nothing about it. Told you one day I'll make it and then I made you a promise. If I made you anything, then I hope I made you the proudest. For real. Hey mama, are you proud of me?
The stomp clap, bro. Stomp clap. Stomp clap. It's an unfortunate production choice. Nice content on the verses, though, you know.
I love you, mama.
I always appreciate tracks that go in this direction lyrically from a content perspective.
I love you, mama.
Don't love the sound of this one particularly, but content-wise, it's alright. Don't you worry, I won't forget, Shika. I got you. There we go. Last track on ADHD 2. You know, a very poppy track once again. This time we had Sea Breezy on it, which, I don't know. The more and more I hear of Chris Brown, like the less I really... I mean, I've never been a huge fan of his singing. There's something about it that I just don't really enjoy all that much. So I guess his hook here was fine, but nothing that I'm going to go too crazy for. Main thing I didn't like in the chorus, though, was that stomp clap. I don't know what that was about. It gave it this really, you know, I don't know. How would you even describe it? It's just this, like, it's a very bland, poppy direction to go in with it. That kind of threw me off a bit. Content-wise, the verses were fine, just not the most interesting track. It kind of fits the mold of the album, you know, mostly being like, whatever. Hey, good to see you in here, Alex. I mean, that was the last track on the album, so we have finished it. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't all that great. There are some tracks that I'll come back to on here, though, so at least I got something out of it. As someone that's, you know, not as much of a Joyner Lucas listener as they used to be, there's a couple cool tracks on here. Felt like something Imagine Dragons would do. It's that stomp clap, Reezy. Stomp clap hey music. I like the stomp claps, I always do. Hey, fair enough, Ben. Fair enough, you know? It's a common thing, I think, in like mainstream poppy music, to be fair. So, ADHD 2, huh? Is this an improvement on the first ADHD? I mean, looking at the track list for the first one, what would I come back to? Isis with Logic is alright. It's a solid track. Oh man, what else? I like the track Revenge. I feel like Revenge is a good song on there. Maybe an improvement? Maybe? But they're very similar projects is my thing. Like, this might be an improvement on the first one, but they are very, very similar in what they go for, and they have similar flaws, I feel like. You know, a lot of it is Joyner going for a more mainstream sound, definitely going quite poppy on a lot of the tracks on here. Really started with the Ava Max song, and then continued quite a bit throughout it. Yeah. Very similar projects. I think Will is my favorite from the first one. That one is kind of fun. Got all the Will Smith bars, references to his movies. It works very well for a music video concept as well. So, you know, that's good. That's a solid one. Let's see. So favorites for me on here were I Wish I Knew, One of Them, New Sofas, and Listen to My Demo. Listen to My Demo was one of the only ones I feel like that had truly interesting writing on it. New Sofas was probably my favorite sound-wise, with that beautiful, soulful production, Ty Dolla $ign on there. Ooh, smooth as butter. And I Wish I Knew and One of Them were solid bangers. Least favorites for me were the Family Therapy skit that opened up the album. I thought that was really bad. And Riot. I didn't really like Riot. Went for a very, very like commercial sound on it, very pop rap sound. And I just didn't really like it all that much. It's not the most interesting album, I'll say. And I think if you're not already a Joyner fan, it's not really going to be your type of thing. And like I was saying, I do think it's a shame that when he is going for the poppier songs, he doesn't inject a lot of himself into it. And he instead executes them just in a very typical, expected way. Like, it doesn't really do anything all that exciting with the pop sound or the pop rap sound. It just executes them in a way that you could kind of get from anybody. And I wish there was a little bit more of him or something that made these a little bit more unique to him in the tracks. It's an album that I'm probably somewhere in that, like, what did I give the first one? Hold on. Did I rate it on Album of the Year? I don't think I have. But probably somewhere in that 4-ish region, maybe 5-ish at a push. Like, at a push, it would be like a solid middle, like 5, you know, right down the middle. But maybe just like a little bit lower than that for me personally. Need more listens to know for sure, but somewhere in that, like, maybe like 4.5 to 5 region, I would say. Let's see. It was better than Not Now I'm Busy, I think, which I rated well, maybe it's similar. I rated Not Now I'm Busy as a 4.5 out of 10. So this is actually kind of similar, although I think it was maybe a bit better than that one, which is interesting because Not Now I'm Busy had a couple tracks or a few tracks that went for the more storytelling, lyrical type stuff, but I feel like the execution was pretty weak on that project. ADHD, the first one, I didn't rate it. But ADHD 2 has a lower user score than the first one currently on Album of the Year. But again, we've had some, you know, chats about Album of the Year on here. But yeah, you know, it's nothing that is going to have me kind of clamoring for his music and really looking out for it again. It's kind of what I expected in a way, but not too mad at it. Just a few songs I'll come back to, which is nice. But as an album, as a whole, it's definitely not a major comeback or anything like that. Album of the Year, the most unbiased and based website ever. You know it, Schmirko. That's a real take right there. It's where all the real opinions are. Yeah, a lot of Joyner stuff is not particularly loved on there in the first place. But hey, it is what it is. What? Hold on. Why is this one of the tags for Joyner on Album of the Year? Somebody put white rapper, which, I mean, he is biracial, but white rapper? There's only 4 tags, and that's one of them. Album of the Year and hip hop takes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Amazing. You found the Eminem and Joyner song, Autumn? Oh, hell yeah. Mods can drop links on the Twitch side of things, right? If you can, I'd appreciate you sending that through. There we go. On Audio Mac. Oh, hell yeah. That's how you know it's the real deal. Vimpan says, I give the album a high 6 to a low 7. That's fair. I think that's a very fair rating of it as well. Especially because you seem to, enjoy a lot of the tracks a little bit more. Yeah, solid take. God, the thumbnail for this one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the bonus section of the stream. What we're going to be doing in the bonus section of this stream, I'm going to be showing you guys this track. I've heard it. Eminem and Joyner Lucas, What If I Was Gay? This is a collaboration they were working on way back in maybe 2019, I think it was. Never ended up coming out, but there are copies of it that leaked. So we are going to be listening to that, and then we're going to be listening to the Joyner Lucas and Skepta beef tracks, and that will be closing out our stream for today. Thank you for that playlist of the disses as well, Autumn. Thank you very much. That's peak mod activities right here. Let's go. So first we'll be doing What If I Was Gay? Because you guys have got to hear this. Oh yeah, and Sheikah, your list as well. Yeah, let's take a look at the Sheikah list first. What we'll do is we'll take a look at the Sheikah list. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, then we'll do the bonus section. That's what we'll do. So, okay, Sheikah sent me another list through the Streamlabs tips here, and this is ranking Radiohead from worst to best. Another list for you. Also, I hope we will get a Vanisher reaction. Vanisher is another one of those ones I'm planning to react to live, so don't you worry, Sheikah. I will be here. So, ranking Radiohead from worst to best. This is a list by Sheikah_XOX. I will never forgive you, CDTV, for the nightmare fuel you subjected us to with your thumbnail. Come on, that's a peak stream thumbnail right there. Drop your rating in the live chat, everybody. Rating out of 10 for the thumbnail I made for this stream. So, bottom one, we have Radiohead's Pablo Honey from 1993. We kick off our list with easily Radiohead's worst album. They're debuting Pablo Honey. If it wasn't for Creep, I don't think Radiohead would have gone very far. Interesting. Okay. This is going to be interesting because I've heard barely any of their stuff, so I'm just taking your word for it here, Sheikah. Next up, The King of Limbs from 2011, 6.9 out of 10 from Sheikah. Just above Pablo Honey, we have King of Limbs. While this is also a good album, it didn't really have that many wow moments to me. It does have a fairly consistent sound, with it being a bit more dark and dreamy and chilled out than most of the other albums. It was an experiment, and I feel it worked a tiny bit. This album does have points where it feels a bit lifeless, and the song that really showed this off was Give Up the Ghost. Found that one boring. Fair. It's a 9. Thank you, Vimpen. Very kind. 10 from Blake. Let's go. 10 easily. You put in that effort. Yeah, you see, I had to get both the frames right. I had to take the hands over the face screenshot, but then overlay one of my face over that. Is really on that Photoshop grind with that one. Hail to the Thief is the next one, third last, I guess, from 2003. Next, we have Hail to the Thief. To me, this is their most inconsistent album they have, with the band seemingly doing all of their previous styles. The highs are high, like that insanely good opener. There is a heartbreaking song. A Punch Up at a Wedding is great, and Scatterbrain is amazing too. And we get songs like Backdrifts with its insanely bad rave synths, or the Wish.com version of Idiotech with the gloaming. Sail to the Moon is insanely boring, as was We Suck Young Blood. This is only higher than Pablo Honey due to, again, the higher highs. They're just being more highs than Pablo Honey. Then we have Amnesiac, the fourth last 8.6. Not bad. Next up, we have Amnesiac. This, to me, is just Kid A, but worse. This entire album is just leftovers from Kid A, and in my honest opinion, doesn't have the high highs that Kid A has. If I wanted to listen to Kid A, I would just go listen to that. Maybe I would add some songs from Amnesiac to Kid A, like Pyramid Song, though. Then OK Computer. This is one I see talked about a lot. 8.9 out of 10 for this one. What many consider their best, and while it's good, it still has some flaws. The main flaws being songs like Subterranean, Homesick, Alien, or Let Down being just that, letdowns. Apart from those songs, the rest of the songs were amazing. Also, shout out to Invincible for featuring Karma Police in the second season. That was a welcome surprise. Oh, interesting. Now, whenever I hear that song, I just think of that scene. Then we have A Moon-Shaped Pool here from 2016. 9 out of 10 from Sheikah. Another experiment of sorts for Radiohead, but this time doing dream/chamber rock. This felt more of a successful experimental release than The King of Limbs. I loved the dreamy aesthetic songs like Daydreaming or True Love Walls gives off. The only song I felt was lesser quality than the rest was Glass Eyes. The rest was amazing, and honestly was pretty sad sounding too. If this was their last, it would be a very sad, wonderful release. Then The Bands, the one with the cover of the guy that's like, this is 9.6 right here from Sheikah. Top 3 albums are pretty much perfect to me. My third favorite album by Radiohead is The Bands. Hearing this after Pablo Honey was a much needed breath of clean air, much like the guy on the cover. That guy represents how I felt by the end of The Bands, way more ambitious than Pablo, and I love the abrasive noisy guitars on songs like Planet Telex or the title track. Then in Rainbows, 9.9 out of 10, second place. In second place is In Rainbows. My GF isn't really a fan of Radiohead, and she only really likes 2 of their albums, with this being one. The album is just insanely pretty sounding to me, and my god, this is Thom Yorke at his peak here. Songs like Nude or All I Need just really show off the beauty of this whole thing. 15 Steps also has amazing drums as well. It's really, really close, I won't lie, between the top 2. And then number 1, the top one, is Kid A. This is Sheikah's list, movie sequel did. 10 out of 10 from Sheikah right here. Finally, we have my favorite album from Radiohead, and that is Kid A. Kid A is easily my favorite album from the band, and them experimenting with more ambient tracks and elements of electronic completely works. Kid A is the other album that my GF really, really liked. This has higher highs than the band's for me. Songs like Idiotech are the big examples of why I love this album. That droning synth sound that goes throughout the whole thing just works for me. How to Disappear Completely is so beautiful, and that outro of Thom Yorke singing is pure bliss. If you were to put me on the spot and ask me between Kid A and In Rainbows which is better, I would mainly go with Kid A, even if In Rainbows is also amazing and deserves props. Well, looks like overall, a big fan of their discography, Sheikah. All super high ratings, and yeah, nice stuff. I do need to listen to the Radiohead discography, but thank you for sending that in right here. You have not missed the Disses Get Chill. We're going to do that shortly here. Hell yeah, thank you for that. So actually what I'm going to do before the bathroom break here, fuck it, we'll do the What If I Was Gay track before the bathroom break right here. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? So, in the bonus section of the stream, this is Joyner Lucas, What If I Was Gay, featuring Eminem. Of course, we were talking about this during the ADHD 2 track, The Way That I Am, which had a lot of Eminem references. Let's go. It's just mind-blowing. Like, why didn't they drop this? I can't think of a single reason to not release this song. Real quick, let me pause it for a second to say we are getting copyright warnings on the screen, so I'm not sure if I'll do the diss tracks exclusively on Twitch if it gets blocked on YouTube. I'm not too sure, but just in case, go follow twitch.tv/CDTVProductions. Now, hold on. I actually think the twist depends on the version of the track. I think. Let's see. Time I reacted to this song because I got sent it on a paid request stream. I believe it was the archive who sent me it, and I could see the twist coming in the rhyme scheme, and it's just like seeing a train wreck coming that you're powerless to stop. Like, you hear it with the A-oo rhyme scheme, and it's like, oh no, this rhymes with I'm gay too. This rhymes with I'm gay too. And then it happens.
A born again Christian, but Lord, if
Where
I
was
was
it?
trying to make true, wait. I told you, who's afraid you wish never came true. What if I'm a hypocrite who's afraid you just face true? Wait, what if I told you I'm gay too?
Amazing. Do you see the peak of storytelling right here, ladies and gentlemen? You see, because, okay, Joyner in the narrative of this story, thank you for the bits right there, Schmirkle, best song ever. I have to agree.
We the best music.
You see, like, so Joyner in this story is like the gay guy, but Eminem is one of his friends, and then he bullies him and outcasts him for being gay, so Joyner kills himself because that's the only way I guess we can have narrative weight in this story, apparently. And then Eminem is like, whoa, I didn't mean for this to happen. The only reason why I did it is because of internalized homophobia, because I'm gay too. Storytelling. Amazing. Thank you for the super chat right here. Neon Jackie, how you doing? Someone said that Joyner makes music for racist Eminem fans who hate other rap, but just need one black artist to listen to, so it's not obvious. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, the worst side of that is when they go to Thomas McDonald. That's when you can't even cover it, you know? That's when you can't even cover it. Thank you for a super chat there as well. Movie Sequel Dude saying, is this more or less damaging than those leaked songs from the Source / Benzino lawsuit? Also, I prefer I'm Gay 3 to I'm Gay 2. Yeah, we need more. We need more. What were the leaked songs from the leaked songs from the Source Benzino lawsuit? Took me a second to realize what you're talking about. You mean the Eminem N-word tracks from back in the day? They're both bad. That's probably worse though, right? Because I feel like they tried to make this track with good intentions, right? The idea here, I guess, is like, I don't know. I feel like they've felt like this was for a good cause. Like, they felt like this track was kind of like, oh, you know, we're showing like the different aspects to this, and you know, it's but the execution is just ridiculous. Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Irestrix. I appreciate the sentiment, but making this whole scenario as over dramatic as possible, like it's a bad soap opera, is a bit much. You nailed it. I think the intentions, I think, seem good there, right? Like it's not trying to be an offensive track in any kind of way, but they kind of, what ruins it is just the absolute over the top dramaticness of it, and you know, using all this stuff as narrative devices in just like a really weak way. Right, it's not supposed to be mean-spirited, exactly, Vin Pen. It just misses the mark. Yeah, I agree with that. And it's a shame because, you know, it could have a serious message, but the way they pull it off is just, unfortunately, very funny. Which I don't think was the intention. But yeah, this never came out. Also, this can't be a real piece of artwork. This must be fan-made, right? Look at this on Genius. He's sitting in the chair and just everyone's pointing and laughing at him. And then at the top, it's got the text, "What if I was gay?" That has to be... That's like an old picture of Joyner, surely. That's like fan-made. Wow. Can we get the close-up on that? Doesn't really make it that much bigger, but wow. Look at that. That's art right there, man. Not an official piece of artwork, but beautiful. Thank you for the link right there. For that one, Autumn. Much appreciated. You can just put shit as the Genius picture. Yeah. You can edit it pretty much. What artists could have pulled this off, though? Someone who isn't going to make it over dramatic for the sake of a narrative, because I think the issue is that it's a Joyner Lucas song, and he crafts these songs as if they're like movies, so they have to play out with a load of drama and stuff like that. I feel like you need to remove that from it to actually make it work. Needs to have... there we go. Schmirko, thank you for the bits, saying Lil Uzi and Carti could have pulled it off. There we go. That would be amazing. Run it through an AI filter, make it happen. Don't actually do it, but you know, it could be funny. Really, song never officially came out because Joyner couldn't clear the Kanye sample. That's why it didn't come out? Wow. So wait, it was a straight up like Good Morning by Kanye sample. Oh, Schmerkel, you were right on the money. It was, yeah, Good Morning by Kanye, direct sample. Nice. Well, there you go. What a way to sample that track, eh? No way. iSorrow is saying, by the way, I'm completely serious. Joyner was trying to get Frank Ocean on the hook of that song. He said this in an interview. That makes it even worse. Wow. So much lore to this track. It's just absolutely incredible. Amazing. That was the reason, not that the writing was bad. It's baffling, isn't it? Was this around Lucky You? Similar time. It was, I think it originally came, I don't know when it was made. It was leaked in 2022, but I believe it was more so made around that sort of era, like 2019. Oh, a snippet of the track was leaked on October 28th, 2019. So it's from around that sort of period. So yes, Lucky You was what, like 2018? So similar time. I guess they probably made like a couple tracks together and this was one of them. So real quick, I'm going to take a bathroom break, ladies and gentlemen. But when I get back, we are going to be reacting to the 3 diss tracks that currently exist in the Skepta versus Joyner Lucas beef. We have Skepta first, apparently. I believe Autumn has put them in order for me here. So Skepta, Joyner, Skepta. That's what we currently have. And I'm very excited to see how this turns out. A little bit of UK-US beef. And it's going to be very fun. So I will be back in a couple of minutes. I am going to play you some royalty-free music while I'm away because I don't want to get any more copyright warnings. So let me just find something here. Royalty-free rap beat. I always pick them from the same playlist because this seems to have a decent hit rate. We'll do a Drake and Quavo type beat. Why not? So, enjoy the music, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be gone for only 2 minutes, and then we're going to do a little bit of beef watch. Thank you for the link right here, Autumn. And we're going to see how this Joyner Lucas and Skepta beef turns out to round this one off for today. You know, we got not just the album reaction, but a little bonus at the end right here. So, enjoy the beat. I'll see you guys soon. Wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, wobbly, wibbly wobbly, wobbly. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We're back. Hope the beat was pretty solid. And yeah, it's beef watch time. Thank you for the bits right there, Schmirko. Schmirko was saying, CDTV, my type beats won't get you copyrighted, I promise. Is this a trap, Schmirko? Are you luring me into a trap right here? But actually, I could probably use them. You know, that would be an even better idea, because what better way to avoid any issues than getting the tracks directly from stream watchers? It's a great way to go. So, with that being said, beef time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it going. This UK versus US beef needs to stop. I saw some song on Twitter where they massacred the Not Like Us beat by turning it into a UK drill beat. Excuse me? Oh, God. I also saw there was some guy from the UK that dissed Eminem. What was his name? I think it was like Big Zoo or something like that. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, let's see what we are going to get right here. Okay, let me actually take this off the screen right now because this is not what we're listening to. We're going back to Spotify and we are going to be listening to the beef tracks right here between Joyner Lucas and Skepta. Why did I close my Genius tab? I need that for my precious lyrics so I know what's happening right here. So, Friendly Fire is the first one. Do you have the context on, I think I'm like loosely familiar with it, but what was the context for this drop, if you know, Autumn? Also, are Joyner and Skepta on the same label, or did Joyner just like want this to happen? Because this was like part of his rollout. Are they both under the same umbrella or no? Curious. They're not? Ah, well, I guess Joyner just wanted to start beef around the album time, and it seems to have kind of worked, you know? Yeah, Joyner, I guess, is fully independent at this point, I think. So essentially, Joyner responded to Skepta saying he wanted to see some clashes happen. Joyner said he'd been waiting for this, so Skepta dropped. Fair enough. The gay song was AI, right? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. So let's see what we're going to get on the first track in this. All of these are relatively short. We only got 3 of them. Only 1 from Mr. Joyner. So let's see what we get on the first one. Friendly Fire by Skepta. Let's go.
Come on, babe. They're clowning your accent, but you know we love that shit. Innit?
Innit?
You get me? Something dead. Big Smoke. Nobody
Got the Ghost Redberry for today. Let's go. Still ain't sponsored me yet. Very sad.
Stupid questions. Trying to use me to get clicks. I said what I said. Now I'm reaping the benefits. This ain't beef, that's expensive. You know I ain't trying to lose pounds. I ain't on the Ozempic. I'm uptown, white wine, hummus and breadsticks. Goat level might say something offensive. Still I ain't trying to ruin the friendship. But just like Ryu and Ken, in this game might have to go to war with your best friend if he ain't in the hood. Catch a boy in the West End. Said that you're a block boy, throw up your set then. Tottenham, North London, we set trend. Pull up on me, I'm in your city with Fred again. We just sold out the Paramount.
Context, this isn't all about Joyner. Okay, yeah. I was wondering. For a second there, I was like, huh? They're best friends?
Time to wipe the smile off Axe face. Time to say chat W Skepta. Go against me, it ends in bad ways. Keep it rap, don't wanna catch a case. You boys love to snitch, I ain't in the rap race. Oh, so underrated, underestimated. I need flex to play this. Need some text to play this. New shoes trying to step on faces. Yeah, we bought extra laces. Rude boy, what's the latest? Got
nice
the
beat.
US debating. Joyner Lucas, you bastard. Why you rap like you studied at Harvard? Catch him outside, I move to him heartless. Cuts, bruises and plasters. If I see him on tour in London, I jump on stage and move to his dancers. Who said that I'ma lose? I need answers. You couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. I'm the hardest. I train with the animals. You really don't want this on my Jack Jones. I don't need an accomplice. I spit holler tips. Time I pop shit. Put a stop to that man's not hot shit. Forget all this studio rap, come victory lap, and I'll show you what I've done is praise the Lord. You want beats, then I got this. You haven't had a hit song for the longest. Too concerned with your clothes, should be focusing on flows. Where I'm from, I'm a goat. Where you're from, you're a joke. SK turn you to a ghost. Yo, talking like a lyrical miracle. Oh please, where I come from, that's a default speed. You never been to a clash with a machine, Gary. Tell me what you know about grease. You think you're doing me like the mother MCs? Houseway, you ain't got the answers for these. In this war thing, I got a master's degree. The facade falling apart and they're starting to see all lies on me. I got the juice, I'm with the gang. Supermodels hit 'em up, it's poetic justice. You laugh at my accent when I rap, but your wife fell in love with the English. Oh, so underrated, underestimated. I need flex to play.
Okay, so not a full Joyner track, diss track here. More of like an introduction to the beef a little bit.
Rude boy, what's the latest? Got the UK, US debating. Oh, so underrated. Oi, underestimated. The top boy don't chat to me. To play this, League One. To play this, you get me? Trying to step on faces. Got 100 man waiting. On green, what's the latest? Got the UK, stand up. Debating.
Okay, yeah, so not a full Joyner Lucas diss track right there. I quite like the sound of this one. Thought the sound was good. Really like the production here from M1 on the beat, G-Fel's Joxan, and Novelist. I think it was hard hitting, had that nice triumphant sound to it. Drums were hitting on here as well. And yeah, pretty nice. You know, I'm not sure like necessarily how much of a diss it is to say why you rap like you studied at Harvard, but it did sound funny, you know. It's not the most impactful thing, but it was pretty funny, so I'll give him that. And seemed to be there were some bars here that apparently people were saying are like little jabs at ASAP Rocky. And there might be other people being mentioned here, but I'm here for the Joyner stuff, all right? The Joyner beef. So let's see what we're going to get hopping on to the next one. Track number 2, Nobody Cares. This is Joyner firing back. I'm assuming this will be a fully, you know, Skepta dedicated diss track. And then round 2 by Skepta will be him hitting back. So this is probably where we're going to get the real back and forth. Let's see how it turns out. Nobody Cares. Very easy to flip this. Could flip that title.
Yeah, smoke. I want smoke. Hey, Joyner. Who I'm for? Give me the blunt. I'm ready to blaze a corpse. After the song is over, I never want to hear this debate no more. I ain't want to do it, but somebody told me saying my name is war. I want to know what drugs you taking.
What do you mean you don't want to do it? We knew you wanted this.
You ain't got buzz up in the UK no more. I heard your career just ain't what it was, and you don't get paid no more. If you want to feature, nigga, just say it, but you gotta pay me for it. And after I body you, I don't want you ever saying my name anymore. I know you putting your flag on your back, now you gotta carry it. If somebody holding it down, it shouldn't be you, it's time to be serious. I know you hate being home, you come to the States and try to be arrogant. I bet you sit in your room and secretly wish that you was American. As soon as I heard your diss...
I'm not sure what the motivation for this line was. I bet you sit in your room and secretly wish that you was American. What does this tie into here? Interesting. Well, we'll see how this goes as it continues. I will say it's starting off very light. You know, Joyner saying that he doesn't want to do this diss when he clearly does. I'm pretty sure he instigated this beef, and it's literally part of his album rollout, so he did want to do it. Then he said Skepta's mad because he doesn't have buzz in the UK no more, which I don't know if that's true. I feel like whenever you ask someone who's one of the best UK rappers, they'll usually always say Skepta. I feel like he's just kind of held up as an icon within the UK rap scene. Heard your career just ain't what it was and you don't get paid no more. To be fair, I don't know how his stuff is performing at the moment, but I don't know. I feel like he's quite, you know, propped up as a UK icon. And then he says, if you want a feature, just say it, but you got to pay me for it. Is that what this is about now? This is happening because Skepta wants a feature? I don't remember that being part of this.
In my head, this shit was hilarious. Ain't even want to respond, but niggas in London told
yes,
me
you did.
You keep on saying my name, you dick in the grave, and you gon' get buried in.
Can we not keep doing the, oh, I didn't want to do this thing. We know you did. Come on.
Country looking at you like you an embarrassment. I'm about to perish him. I gotta make him respect this shit. Put that in your life, I bet this shit. You lyrically better than no one I know, not even no one in the freshman list. I love the UK, but that shit said, I really hope you ain't the best there is. Cause all of my life, I never heard nobody tell me to put in that skeptic shit. When you gon' finally accept this shit? You not on my level, don't test this shit. I know that you think
think it is friendly fire, but I'm not one of your friends and shit. You should've hit up your friends, little bitch. Go call up Dave and Central, bitch. For me, you gon' need the Avengers, bitch. Go tell them that Joyner just sent you, bitch. Nobody cares, you was that nigga back in the days. You only popping in the UK, but we don't play your shit in the States. Nobody cares. Nobody cares how many women that you played, or how many bullets that you sprayed, or who bringing you out on stage. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you sat with all the goats, or how many tags on your coats, or how many niggas that you know. We don't care. Nobody cares about how you and Drizzy are close, or how you invented UK rap, but still ain't top 10 on your coast, nigga. What makes you think it's a bright idea to swing at a nigga with stamina? You throwing jabs and punches and swinging for nothing, cause you never landed them. I heard that all of a sudden you Muslim, fucking, I'm about to go ham on them. If you a demon, well, bitch, I'm a devil, I hope that you ready to dance with them. I know I probably took it somewhere that's past the level of making it right. I hope that when you respond, the record is hard, and maybe you'll make it a fight. I bet as soon as you hear this shit, you probably be thinking about taking a flight. I got fans in London, but after the song, they probably gonna hit me for life.
Nothing has happened so far.
The clip is packed, so make a wish. I go to your town and take a trip. I wipe you down and take your pick. My money is blue, I'm way too rich. I make too much, like way too quick. Your music sucks, you make me sick. Pass the plate, I'm starving. What is this shit you starting? Blah, blah, blah. Send niggas up in your apartment. Use your head as a target. Blah, blah, blah. I ain't that nigga to start, but I laugh at you in your garbage. Ha, ha, ha. Go to Tottenham, I'm marching. That's why I leave your carcass. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares, you was that nigga back in the days. You only popping in the UK, but
there's not enough impactful bars in here.
Nobody cares how many women that you played, or how many bullets that you sprayed, or who bringing you out on stage. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you sat with all the goats, or how many tags on your coats, or how many niggas that you know. We don't care. Nobody cares about how you and Drizzy are close, or how you invented UK rap, but still ain't top 10 on your coast, nigga.
Okay, I need to pull up the stats real quick to see what's going down. Okay, Skepta, let's see. All right, 13 million monthly listeners, damn. It's not the best metric. I'll give it that, but Joyner has 6 million at the moment. Skepta has 13 million. So there's that. But then what about like albums? How's Skepta doing album-wise? When was the last time he even dropped anything? Ignorance is Bliss 2019, so quite a while back, but let's see, 2019. Number 2 on the UK albums chart. Okay. Don't believe it charted in the US, so there's something there, you know. There's something there. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of this was a big nothing burger. Like, nothing really, there's nothing happening in this beef so far. None of these disses were hard hitting, wasn't taken aback by anything that was being said. Yeah, I agree. You know, I feel like Joyner's had enjoyable beefs before too as well. I swear like the Tory Lanez and Joyner one had like a bit of a fun back and forth, but this track was just a big whole lot of nothing, you know? Nothing really connected. I don't feel like anything... It doesn't feel like too much specific about Skepta as being targeted here. It's just a vague... it's almost like a vague UK rapper diss that could almost apply to anybody, you know? Also, Movie Sequel Dude was saying, to be fair, Skepta did start this whole thing, the UK versus US thing, and while Joyner put out a tweet mocking it, Skepta was the one that wanted a beef in the first place. Okay, yeah. I don't really buy into the angle that Joyner goes for on here of, oh, I didn't want to do this, you know, I didn't want to make this track, I didn't want to have this beef. Because, like, we know Joyner at this point. He absolutely did want to do this, and he's having fun with it, and that's fine, but I just don't love the whole angle of, I didn't want to do it, don't make me do it, you made me do it. It's like, nah, you were going to do it in the first place. So let's see what we get on the next one right here. The response track to that, hopefully we get something, a little bit of substance here, because Friendly Fire, I will say Skepta, you know, it wasn't a fully Joyner targeted track. I think that's the thing, the Skepta track wasn't fully Joyner targeted. It was just a couple of lines or a few lines in there that also weren't that impactful, but he wasn't targeting Joyner for the whole track, so it didn't stand out to me as much. But definitely been a whole lot of nothing so far. So let's see what we get on the most recent track in this whole beef as of right now. Round 2 by Skepta. Hopefully we get some meat in here.
What do you think
of Joyner? Shit! What do we think of shit? Joyner! Thank you! That's alright! Boston! Boston! Joyner Lucas, you bastard!
Yeah, Big Smoke, SK. This ain't even a UK US thing. It's me and you, Jonah. You get me?
Okay.
You fell for the bait.
Fell for the bait. Okay, it's gonna be a full Joyner dedicated track here.
Now everybody's in two minds. Man, on my word, killed you with 2 lines. You took a week for the weakest. This whoever giving you info needs to.
No, to be fair, he didn't kill him with 2 lines, but I'll let it slide. If I'm gonna pause Joyner's track to, you know, pick apart his lines, I don't agree with this part from Skepta either, but we'll see where it goes.
Minds. Man, on my word, killed you with 2 lines. You took a week for the weakest. This whoever giving you info needs to resign. Ain't safe out here. This a fucking clash. You're on the front cover trying to get your face out there. Take off the flag. You don't hold weight round there. Round 1 could have been yours. You bastard gave it to you on the plate. Man, you know me, I'm reckless, little bitch. All you had to do was finish your breakfast. Instead, you drop a track full of cap. It's hilarious. Said you didn't want to do it, but you practically begged us. You know I don't hit women. I'm sexist. Tory don't care. He was beating you senseless. The gloves came off. Sent you to the dentist with your own flow. Hit you when you live you're legless. You wanna label me anything? Call me relentless. Kill you by myself. I don't need the Avengers. Show you the
okay,
ropes.
we got
And after I murk
clapbacks.
You're really gonna hope nobody remembers. Friendly fire was a jab. Had to give him a tetanus. Now I apply the pressure until he surrenders. You ain't been Tottenham. You don't know the members. You ain't got a.
Okay, this is what it should be. He's responding directly to Joyner's lines, the things that he brought up. So I like that. We got the clap back aspect here, the flips, the rebuttals. Let's go.
Until he surrenders, you ain't been Tottenham. You don't know the members. You ain't got a catalogue that's as cold as Skepta's. What the fuck is a Joyner Lucas? My name's Big Smoke, so you know that my chest got loads of mucus. I spit that crack, make a rapper get vexed, wanna phone the shooters. No substance in your flows, you're useless. Course I'm gonna kill him, I got no excuses. Even America don't wanna hear your impersonations. You're a nuisance. They left you on skid row, fungal infection in your big toe. Sorry, I know business been slow. Left you spitting your shit flows and ripped clothes. Doing your Slim Shady karaoke, it's a shit show. I said that I'm a winner and I meant it. You only make hits rapping from another guy's perspective. Now the gas in it saying you ain't nothing to mess with. And I'm like, ain't this the guy that you neglected? Left him for dead broke, sleeping on benches. Top 10, top 20, never selected. Said I wanted to clash with somebody respected. Album's out now, guess he needs the attention. You got no influence and no aura. Look around the world, see a million Skeptas. I do it for the underdogs and all the psyched out niggas in the world. I can see the pretenders. I feel like Andre 3K. They're making fun of my accent, but I'm winning this either way. I feel like an outcast, cool, cause they could never outclass me. I have the last laugh, and sometimes I feel like a Master P. No limit, it's all of me. Who gonna laugh at me? I get money, I feel like 50. I put a stop to the jokes now, and I keep a young buck with me. Keep it rap, nobody wants a $1.50. ADHD 2 out now, Jonah. Tell your manager to get in touch with me. I don't do free promos, so fuck with me. You can ask Devilman how I get busy.
Also, the way he says Joyner's name is really interesting. He always pronounces it like Joyner. I can't even say it the way he says it.
Run up in your house with a Mizzy. I can't believe I'm dissing this guy. Like, who is he? I know nobody cares. Why you sound like Drizzy? I'm triple platinum in America. It's time I bring in a trip list. Tried to scare me, said he was a lyricist. I'm the teacher giving out certificates. Teach you how to get away with murder trust. Your Viola Davis, she learned from us. You gotta make sure that your bars are tough. Keep punching until the ref says enough. Forget the funny stuff. Keep Islam at your mouth. You can't bring hand to a bad man. You don't know where your lady is. My lady's with me chilling in a kaftan. I don't wish I was anything else. I'm a British Nigerian black man. Why would I wish I was you when you wanna be Eminem? Blood, you're the black stan. You're just a fan, so I'm spinning you round. Then I'm sitting you down. You're trying to get info, you've been ringing around. I grew up on YouTube, got millions now. Can't cap on my name, haven't you figured it out? Since 14, I've been living the dream. Fans addicted, cause I've been spitting that morphine. See me in your dreams, and I already know what you're gonna say, cause you got snitches on your team. Said I'm on drugs, and I'm like LOL, cause nobody's known me to sniff. Said that I'm broke, but the Virgil Maybach alone proves you don't know shit. Said I wore a dress, more internet lies, and I'm like, please show me the pic. Can we please just come with the facts so we call it 2-0 and I'm over with this? How you drop a track full of cap? It was there on the plate. Nobody cares sounded like back-to-back from Alibaba. You got personality disorder, bro. Come with the facts. Not
Nobody cares sounded like back-to-back from Alibaba. Okay. Hey, thank you, Henry.
Okay, I'm in a mood for some pizza, which is better?
Good question.
Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesar, or Taco Bell?
Taco Bell does pizza? I am not familiar with this. I'm not familiar with this at all. I thought they just did tacos. Let's see. Papa John's is the best if you ask me, but I don't know if it's the same where you're at, Henry, but here in Canada, they only do stuffed crust on large pizzas. Papa John's in Canada. Which is a shame because I always get medium and I love me some stuffed crust. But I do think they have the best quality pizza. I'd say Papa John's or Domino's. Little Caesars is good for a little switch up every now and then, but I'd say Papa John's or Domino's for sure, Henry. That's my pick. I mean, this track right here, this was definitely the best one. I wouldn't say it's necessarily 2-0 to Skepta, but that's just because I don't feel like there's been enough content for there to even be 2 points so far. You know, the first round from Skepta, again, it wasn't a full Joyner diss, so I don't think you can really give a point for that, but 1-0, if you want to call it that, yeah, I'd say 1-0. Skepta was pretty solid here. I loved his energy on the track. Like, his rapping was great. This man is, I looked up, this man is 42. Skepta is 42 years old, and he was rapping on this with just pure energy, and, you know, actually responded to what Joyner had to say about him, which I think is pretty good. He had actual rebuttals to Joyner's track. And, you know, there was a couple stuff that he actually kind of, you know, targeted about Joyner's actual rapping, which I think is pretty good. Because while Nobody Cares was very sort of like general, quite vague, didn't really apply specifically to Skepta all that much. Skepta had a couple bars that were definitely specifically about Joyner right here. What was it he said? Like, you only make hits rapping from another guy's perspective. I found that kind of funny. Talked about his album dropping soon, basically doing some free promo for it right here. Like, there was a couple fun bars in there. I do feel like there hasn't been anything of major significance so far, but this is definitely the strongest track out of all of them, I would say. Alibaba back to back was a bar though. That was one of my favorite moments, and that was just him talking on the outro. Also, this whole UK versus US discussion is mad dumb. I'm sorry, there's good UK rap, but US is literally the roots of hip hop and has so many classic artists, it's not even funny. From a personal preference perspective, as somebody from the UK, I would go with US rap. You know, that's pretty much what I grew up with and what I listen to the most. But I think there are some really talented rappers in the UK that shouldn't be discounted, but I don't think we need to make it a debate for sure. Like, overall, there's some fun tracks that could result from it, but you know, I don't think it needs to be a comparison type thing. I think all aspects of it could thrive, you know? The football chant was such a good touch. That was pretty fun. You know, fully putting the UK culture in there. Amazing. Yeah, I thought round 2 has been the best track so far. Apparently Skepta produced it too. I didn't know he was a producer. I honestly haven't listened to too much Skepta. There's one project from him I think I've checked out. But I would like to dive back into some of his older stuff. Konnichiwa is the one that I've heard at least some of the tracks from. I can't remember if I was fully in the mood for it at the time that I listened to it, but I enjoyed that one. I didn't know he was out here producing too, though. So there you go. I hope they both warm up because they both drop some mid. I do see when people are discussing these tracks on Twitter, I do see them saying stuff like, yeah, this is like the first beef where it's been 0-0 the whole time. And I can kind of see where it comes from because I do feel like, again, there's not been too much here that's like super cutting or super specific, but Skepta has it so far, if you ask me. Just because his track at least dove into a little bit more specifics compared to Joyner's one. But hey, I'm always down for more tracks, seeing how it turns out. Maybe we'll get some more from Joyner. Could be a little part of his post-album rollout. Let's see if he's... just check real quick to see if he's dropped anything last minute before the end of this stream. Nope, but he has dropped a video for the song with Ava Max 2 days ago. There we go. Well, there you go. Dropped a video for the poppy track of the album. I guess it kind of makes sense. Really? Skepta produced on A$AP Rocky's Praise the Lord. Let me have a look at this.
What beef we're talking about here? The beef I know is with lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese, or when you need 2 gats to sleep where I see you garnered to be in ICU.
Thank you for the tip right there, Henry. We're talking about that rap beef, you know? Not that burger beef right here. burgers, man. I can do with a good burger right now. But we're talking about that Joyner, Lucas, and Skepta, or well, more specifically, the UK US rap beef that's kind of going on at the moment. Let's see. Praise the Lord. It's loading super slow. Genius is taking its time today. Yeah, Skepta did produce that track. How did I not know that? Or if I didn't know it, I forgot it. It's pretty cool. I didn't know he was out here doing production work, but that's pretty nice. Henry over here thinking about patties. Yeah. Honestly, fair. Completely fair. Well, hey, there we go. A lot of Americans just seem very disinterested in actually checking out UK rap out of principle. I mean, Skepta kind of covered that a little bit here, right? Talking about, oh, you know, they're making fun of my accent, but, you know, not listening to what I'm actually saying. And I think there is a lot of, there is a bit of dismissiveness to it sometimes where it's like, oh, I can't listen because the accents are funny. But it's like, there's genuinely like some great rappers out in the UK. And this is from someone that fully prefers US rap. You know, Dave is still one of my favorite rappers. His albums are fantastic. I do like a bit of Krept and Conan from what I've heard, but they're, how would I describe Krept and Conan? They're almost like some of their music is sort of like Americanized UK rap, if that makes sense. But they still got some bangers. And some good wordplay and stuff, you know?
Guaranteed and yes, because I'm hungry for food and also want to reference Biggie.
Ah, what's beef? Of course. Makes sense, Henry. Thank you for another tip right there. Hungry for food. You're making me hungry, man. Making me want some burgers, pizzas. I want it all. I'm not gonna do it, but I want it all. So yeah, hey, that's it right here. It does make me want to listen to some more Skepta albums though. Maybe dive back to the classic stuff. You know, the roots of UK hip hop. I mean, his first album was what, like 2007, 2009. Yeah, the first one was 2007, but for some reason there's not a Wikipedia page for it. When you click on it, it just takes you to his discography. But I've heard about the Microphone Champion album. That was the second Skepta album. Got the cover of him with the boxing gloves on. I'd like to check that one out. See what's going on there. So many Americans will never hear Leslie, and it's sad. That song, it's not a song I can listen to all the time because it genuinely makes me like sad to listen to. But wow, what a masterpiece of storytelling! If you haven't heard Leslie by Dave, go listen to it. Fantastic track. So hey, with that being said, that is the end of today's stream, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like this is one of my longest streams, focused on mainly reacting to one rap album, which is ADHD 2. This was just, you know, going to be a reaction to that, but we also did a little bonus, right? We did the Eminem and Joyner collab that shall not be named, because I wanted to show that to you guys, and the diss tracks. So, you know, there was a little bonus section at the end right here. As per usual, with these album reaction streams, the VOD for this will be public on YouTube, so you can come back to it if you would like. Other people can discover it as well, and yeah, I'm liking doing that. I'm liking doing reactions this way at the moment because it's a very fun way to do it with people watching it, getting some feedback on how other people are feeling it live and all that kind of stuff. It's a blast doing it this way. So yeah, I'll be leaving this public, and it just needs to clear copyright first, so it might be a few hours before it actually shows up if any of you want to revisit parts of it. But yeah, listen to Autumn right there. Join the Discord, discord.gg/CDTV. Shout out to everybody who's followed me over on the Twitch side of things, twitch.tv/CDTVProductions. And yeah, it's been a blast. I will probably give ADHD 2 a couple re-listens before I fully decide on my rating for it. And, you know, maybe I'll drop my rating over on our favorite website that we've discussed today, albumoftheyear.org. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your morning afternoon, evening, whatever time it may be for you guys, and I will see you all in the next one, which will actually be tomorrow, because there's the new Tyler album, or mixtape project, whatever the hell it's going to be. I'll be
While
reacting
we're
to that.
talking about food,
Thank you for that, Henry.
what is the best food of all time and who has the best food in what region?
Good question. Good question. All right, hold up. We got a little discussion at the end here. What is the best food of all time and who has the best food in what region? I do love me a good bit of Chinese food, man. Ooh, it's tricky though. Because when you're in the mood for a curry, Indian food is going to hit like crazy. It really depends what mood I'm in. Like, those are the most typical answers, especially for someone from the UK. Whenever you're going to get takeout, it's like, are you getting Chinese or are you getting Indian? And specifically UK Indian food, though. There's a certain grease factor to it. It's probably so terrible for you, but that hits the spot. I might have to go with specifically UK Indian takeout, which is like the greasiest shit ever, and definitely not like proper food, but my god, is it good, man. Ooh, Greek for you all, man. That's fair. That's fair. Ooh. Chinese hits a little more often for me, though. I might have to go for Chinese Henry. That UK takeout is on a different level. Trust me. Trust me. So, thank you for that tip right there, Henry. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow for the Tyler project reaction. Very much looking forward to that. Seeing how it's going to turn out, considering it's releasing it so close to Chromacopia. It's definitely going to be a different type of project. So, excited to see how that goes. I'll see you all there. This is your boy, CDTV Productions, signing out. On the YouTube side of things, of course, because we're still live.